Salute. Come on in. Pull up a seat. Let's talk about it. Salute, King John.
Who is he? Giving the realest heat on these internet streets. It's Big Phil speaks. Who is he? Giving the realest heat on these internet streets. It's Big Phil speaks. He giving the realest heat on these internet streets. It's Big Phil speaks. Who is he? Giving the realest heat on these internet streets. It's Big Phil speaks. In these years of uncertainty, Big Phil got that flavor. Coming with that real spit, that real, he just a blazer. Visual airways, even social media outlets. You tired of the same old same? It's cause I ain't been out yet, no question. Haters and trolls can get to stepping. No weapon formed against this blessing can stop what's destined. Indeed, my words were ordered to touch the masses. And me, I'm off the higgity, no bullshit-a-dee. And not to be cocky, folks are flocking to watch me. ASAP like rocket attack on topics, common comedies, meaning head on. I'm humorous but headstrong. You think I'm rapping a cap and tapping, I'll prove you get wrong. Shall I proceed with another POV commentary with a twist? There's none like this, and there's none like me. How could you ever doubt me? Like and subscribe. Tell your friends about me. On these internet streets. It's Big Phil speaks. He giving the realest heat on these internet streets. It's Big Phil speaks. He giving the realest heat on this internet streets. On these streets. It's Big Phil speaks. Who is he giving the realest heat on these internet streets? It's Big Phil speaks.
My name is
Big Phil speaks.
You hear me? You hear me? Pull up a seat. Pull up a seat. Pull up a seat. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Everybody in the building. Ugly ass. You off the higgity. Listen, there's been a lot of talk lately about your boy Dave Chapelle. I know it might seem a little ran through or whatever the case may be, but I let the static and the traffic settle down just a little bit before I give my 1, 2, and 7 cents. You hear me? My 1, 2, and 7 cents, you know what I'm saying, on the situation. Let's talk about it. Dave Chapelle, the closer. A topic in a lot of households, a topic on a lot of social media outlets, a topic of a lot of videos. Did he violate? Or was it comedic genius? Did he violate or was it comedic genius? Salute everybody. Frank Murphy, it's all gravy. It's all gravy. UPT to the death for me. You hear me? Have you all seen The Closer on Netflix by Dave Chapelle? Let me get a 1 if you have, 2 if you haven't, 3 if you have no plans to watch it, 4 if you still need to, you got plans to watch it. 1 if you watched it, 2 if you haven't, 3 if you don't care to watch it, 4 if you plan to watch it. And good morning to you all. Salute and salutations. You hear me? Okay, Spark 814. I feel you. Hip Hop Harry, this is the last time I'm going to warn you, bitch ass. Don't come in my live with that shit. We don't do that over here, first of all. And you're not going to violate with my daughter because I can get your IP address. That means I can get your address. Stop playing with me. Factor Mundo. We're gonna be taking guest hosts in a minute, so you can address the topic and give us your 1, 2, and 7 cents as well. Jakari said you don't want to see it. I wonder why, Jakari. We'll talk about it. You stay right there. Okay, a lot of ones in the building. Haven't seen it, but want to seen it. I see you. It's just Roy. I see you. Good morning. Salutations. Good morning, salutations. Night Rider, what's good with it, homie? Everything is everything's. Over here, we're gonna be respectful of the terms we use and all that. When I cam you up or whatever, you can say what you say, but be respectful and please pay attention to using delicate, you know what I'm saying, terms and explicatives. You can cuss a little bit, but come on now. We gonna keep it, you know what I'm saying, above board so things won't get shut down, because we want to have a full discussion about the situation. Hopefully you can respect that, and if you can't respect that, we're gonna have to reject you and that. So that's what that is. No hard feelings. It's just what it is over here. How you doing? Respect at all times. Flavor to your ears. What the figgity is going down? You hear me? Let me tap somebody in. Let me tap somebody in. I'm picking at random. Hopefully you're going to cam up. Let's talk about it. I'm Kayla, regardless. How you doing? How you doing? Salute. There's a lot of feathers ruffled. In my opinion, this is my opinion. Unnecessarily so. Why? If you know anything about Dave Chapelle goes in on everybody. The black race, white race, Hispanic, Latino race, Asians, politicians, Democrat, Republic, any and everything, nothing's off the table. However, in this video, the closer, he expressed an uneasiness with that with that portion of the LGBTQ community. But what he also showed was that through humanity, he put his uneasiness to the side and actually became a friend, which means he became more aware, and he did for a transgender person from the LGBTQ community, and in doing so, showed a greater sense of his person. But a lot of people got lost in the sauce of what he did, because one, they might have got offended by some of the things he said and didn't hear it all the way through. That's the problem. A lot of times we as people, we get tunnel vision. We lock in on one portion of what somebody's saying, and we don't sit back and listen to the whole thing before we want to defend, shut out, cancel, you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying, really give a person an open ear to what it is they're trying to say or get across. And Dave Chapelle paints a picture. He took his time. He let you know what it was. And the whole time, he kind of trolled you all, the viewer, by saying, you know, that he don't like transgenders. He, you know, uncomfortable. But all along, he's showing you through it all, here he is doing something for somebody from the LGBTQ community. Excuse me. That's about 20 letters, you know what I'm saying, getting tongue twisted. But he showed through it all that even though he came into it, you know, with some understanding, and that's another thing. I believe, matter of fact, I know for a fact, Dave Chapelle knows a lot more about the LGBTQ community than a lot of people come into it. Why I say that? Why you say that, Big Phil? Dave Chapelle went to the Duke Ellington School of Arts in Washington, D.C. If you ever seen a show called Fame, the new version or the old version, it's a performing arts school. You got a little bit of everything. You got dancers, singers, actors, musicians, just a lot of things. Duke Ellington is a school of the arts. The same thing. You at any given time, you could walk in and you can see people voguing, dancing, singing, doing improvs, all kinds of shit in Duke Ellington. I've witnessed it for myself because I used to go down there to try to talk to the honeys when I was younger or whatever. So I know for a fact Dave Chapelle has been around and very aware of the LGBTQ community. Hey, Carriel, how you doing? So his understanding is a lot deeper, and he went there at a time where a lot of these new terms like transgender and a lot of other things before all these letters got involved, where there might have been you know what I'm saying, just gay and lesbian or gay and straight or whatever the case may be were available, along with some derogatory terms that we won't use here. But he has been around, befriended, have had buddies and associates that were of that community back then. That's what a lot of people don't know and understand. So going into his videos, and some call it vulgarity, some call it some would say maybe lack of filter, no filter. Thank you, darling. I get different colors. I get them, man. You hear me? But what people seem to think is a lack of empathy, a lack of compassion for somebody of that community. Dave Chapelle been cordial, been cool, been okay with that community. Just because he don't subscribe wholeheartedly to that community does not mean that he's a detractor or that he has a hate for that community. That's part of the problem that we see in a lot of these protesters or people that want to protest against Dave Chapelle and this Netflix, because if they got beyond themselves and actually paid attention to the whole video, he walked you through something and made a stamping point right at near the end of the whole show or whatever, in regards to his friend that somebody he called a friend from the LGBTQ community that he helped, who was a transgender, who wanted to be a comedian. You know what I'm saying? Dave Chapelle looked out for the cookout. I want y'all to understand something. We living in a time where people want to cancel people too frequently, too fast. We're too sensitive. LGBTQ communities, especially I'll say especially in the Black community aspect of it, they do what's called a read. The general public, we call it joning, ranting, ranking, roasting, or what have you the case, but they call it reading somebody. So they got a sense of humor. They know they can shoot back, you know what I'm saying, spit that shit back. And I know a couple people that shoot it well. The point being is, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If you can say what you want out your mouth towards a regular straight individual, that individual should be able to say what he wants back out to you. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words should never hurt you. They should make you sharper and be able to, you know, spit it back to them. However, long as it's not hatred, it could be a dislike. It could be, you know what I'm saying? How can I say, a negative connotation? Long as it's not hate, it should not bring you to a place of wanting to cancel somebody for their point of view or their stance. That's with anything in life. This cancel culture that's out here, cancel them. To me, that's a bunch of bullshiggity. Why? Because we all need a voice. Just imagine, right? Pushing this topic to the side just for un momento. Just imagine if every racist individual was censored, every racist individual was canceled. If that was the case, then a lot of us wouldn't know who is really racist, because a lot of racists smile in your face. A lot of racists will shake your hand. A lot of racists will let you work for them in a amount of capacity. But knowing who is who and what is what comes a lot of times out of freedom of speech, because you hear people talk. If you listen, people tell on themselves and tell you who they are. But if we cancel everybody, we're kind of living under like a monotonous, like drone syndrome. Like, I can't have my own voice. I can't believe in what I want to believe. You know, some dumb shit like that. The point being is, everybody has a voice. Everybody has a right and a free will to do what they choose and not choose, whether you from the straight world or LGBTQ community. Why? Because God gave us all the will to own and run our destiny. He doesn't violate it. So who am I or who are you to violate the next person's free will to do whatever the hell they want or whatever? Does it make it right or does it make it wrong? That's another conversation. But at the end of the day, everything that I do, I'm gonna either reap the benefits or reap punishment for. Same thing with you. I don't care what your sexual preference is, what your orientation is, how you was brought up, how you live your life now. You will either benefit or be punished by your own doing. We need to stop judging in that way, because I have no heaven or hell to put nobody in. However, we are to judge people by their actions, by who they not perceived to be, but who they really are. It's called judging a tree by its fruit. We ought to be judged by that, by one another. That way it gives us, and that judge becomes by way of discernment as well as actions, like staying out of certain things, staying away from certain things, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I try to do a little something. But yeah, getting back to Dave Chappelle's comedic feature on Netflix. A lot of people are up in arms saying he does too much, he says too much. He's a comedian. The goal of comedians is to, one, make us laugh, take the edge off of the tenseness of today's society. That's how it's always been. They are the ones, a lot of times the first ones, to tackle tough topics that seem sensitive, that some people don't want to touch, that politicians and preachers, the people who really should touch a lot of these topics, shy away from. Comedians, true comedians, really kind of operate as community leaders in that sense, because they kind of spearhead a lot of times the actual, let's talk about it. And they do it in such a way that can be either thought-provoking, how can I say, blunt in your face, smack in your face, rhetoric, trying to, ease the tension. You know what I'm saying? And Dave Chappelle does all three. Dave Chappelle has masterfully grown his craft, and his audience has been a broad spectrum of people. From the very beginning. See, Duke Ellington is a different type of school. Even though it's mostly Black, it attracts a broader audience. And from almost right out the gate, Dave Chappelle has had that crossover appeal, that to talk to a broader audience. And his comedy routines have been what they have been. He could be in front of an audience of full of white people, and he still will talk about white people in the midst of his jokes. He'll talk about Black people and everything else, but he won't shy away from who's in the room. And for that, y'all have to give him props. Those that are detractors or feel that there's something wrong with Dave Chappelle, you have to give him props for that. He stands his ground. That's right, little Bosco. Dick Gregory was excellent choice of that. And he was from DC, stayed in DC. I'm not gonna say he's from DC, but he stayed uptown. Believe it or not, if y'all don't know, now you know. However, Dave Chappelle will attack shit head on. He'll attack shit kind of blunt, but then he'll also not spin a tale, but take you on a journey to kind of you're not getting it. You listen to the jokes. You're not getting it. You're getting the jokes. You're getting the jokes. Okay, now you see what the message was. He was trying to come across. Hey, Creole, how you doing? Good morning. And that's the problem with a lot of people. A lot of people from that community kind of shut down these ears and this ear. They shut it down because they heard a couple things that didn't sit right. Oh, he don't like us. He don't like us, or he's not for us. We got to go. Man, pull your britches up. Put on your big girl or your big boy drawers, pants, dresses, whatever the case may be. Sit back, shut the figgity up. Listen to the whole thing, then assess. Then make your final determination. That's where we a lot of times fuck up in life. Excuse my English. We don't listen. We don't hear a person out fully before we've already made judgment. Yeah, Dave Chappelle makes poking statements. Yes, Dave Chappelle makes in-your-face statements. Yes, Dave Chappelle don't give a figgity if he offends or not offends. But that's he shouldn't. He shouldn't. Why? Because he has the right to be that way. And for some, that's a dangerous thing. But for others, it's an encouraging thing. And it's not just with the situation with this community, it's also dealing with just life period. Life period. To be able to say, okay, this is who I am, this is what I stand for. You don't have to like it, you don't have to disagree with it. As long as there's respect, it's all good. And that's the thing. Respect is key. You don't have to agree with somebody else's lifestyle, way of life, how they live, who they lay down with, what they put in their body, you know what I'm saying, what they put on their back, whatever the case may be, what they do with their life. But as long as there's a respect line that's not crossed, then it shouldn't matter. Because I'm a straight man, I shouldn't have to bend myself or lower myself to or change the way I think just so that somebody else could be comfortable. However, the human in me can exist and coexist with somebody with any lifestyle, long as there's respect, whether it be a racist, whether it be somebody from the LGBTQ community, whether it be somebody that believes in Satan, whether it be somebody that, you know what I'm saying, anything, long as there's a respect line. Like, I'm not going to do certain things around you, you're not going to do certain things around me, because you know I don't like that, and I know you don't like certain things. It's just a respect line, and there's nothing wrong with that. We can still chill, we can still, you know what I'm saying, break bread together. Society need to get the figure over itself. That's what it need to do. The way they move in society and pressing certain things into social media, into entertainment, TV, radio, et cetera, people need to shut the figure up and chill out. That's what needs to happen. The point being is, Dave Chapelle himself did a wonderful thing with the closer, and he has another one, I guess, he put out on the back of it. I saw a clip from it, I actually posted from, where he kind of addresses the backlash and whatnot, where he says he'd be willing to sit down and talk with these individuals that have a problem with it, which he should, because without dialogue there is no understanding. You can't gain understanding without dialogue, one to another. It ain't just me talking to you, it ain't you talking to me, it's us talking together. Now, we don't have to agree. We can debate, we can argue, long as there's a discussion. But I need to be heard and you need to be heard. That's the conversation. And normally, at some point within the conversation or later on, when people get to sometimes digest what just happened, the understanding can be built from that. And a mindset can form towards, okay, even though I don't agree with what they're doing, or I don't agree with their lifestyle, I can tolerate that. Or I can, you know what I'm saying? He can do him, she can do her, you know what I'm saying? I just do me. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean hatred. It doesn't mean gay bashing or you know what I'm saying, or doing something ignorant towards somebody that has an alternative or another lifestyle other than your own, or what have you. I'm gonna get a couple people in here. Let's go with you, Swinging the Dawn, since you're in the I see took his thing down. The Gap family, talking about the Gap. Swinging the Dawn, what's good with you?
Yo, what up, Big Philly?
What's going on with you, Doc?
Hey, yo.
Everything's everything.
Yeah, I like that. Great. Yo, I want to get some merch, man.
I got you coming. I got a website coming, and I'm gonna have some merch for sale on it with a couple of my little terms I like to use. Somebody might not want to wear my face big, so I'm gonna have, a little joint on the pocket, over the left chest, so it's a little less, you know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna have some things for everybody if they want to support, then they show can, or what have you. What is your take on the topic of Dave Chapelle and the transgender community wanting to cancel him? And please be mindful and respectful. You know what I'm saying, with certain terms and topics, whether you against or for.
I get you. So let me start by saying this is my opinion and my opinion only.
Okay.
First of all, comedy is healing. Let's take that. Let's get that. Laughter.
Okay.
Stops sadness, stops depression. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People go to comedy to escape and laugh. You know what I mean? And with this LGBTQ now community, they got more rights than we do now. Like, it's you can't say nothing anymore. Dave Chappelle was telling his experience. He
Fact.
ain't kissed nobody. He ain't coming nobody. And don't get me wrong, I'm not homophobic. You do what you do, I do what I do. Long as you don't impose you on me and I don't impose me on you, there's no
Facts.
problem at all. Like we bugging like this cancel culture. It only lasts for a couple minutes. Like it's not real. Like a comic is now limited to what he can say comedically. That's crazy. I,
Facts.
I think it's bigger than that. I think he pissed somebody off because he walked away from a situation that wasn't,
Mm.
and now they trying to double back. That's what I was,
Mm.
because he helped out a transgender. He helped her out, and they came on there and said, "Yo, Dave Chappelle's official." So like, I don't understand like how they.
What's the backlash about?
Yeah, what's the backlash about? Even what's the transgender comedian what's his name? I just seen he did an interview.
The black one, or
Yeah, he funny too. He funny.
the skinny one that sometimes most times come out dressed up like with a little bob or whatever the case may be.
Oh, come on, guys in the comments, help me. He said he always talk about he got 3 dogs in the race. He's black, he's transgender, and he said something. Now he's funny though, but he even said, look, all the comedians surrounded Dave Chappelle. Like they know this what he do. He's edgy. He's racy. Look at his shows. Like, come on. So now all of a sudden, when he did the Ku Klux Klan stuff and all that white power stuff, that you ain't going
Fact.
that. But because he told his own personal experience with transgender, now you gonna beat. Now it's a problem. I don't get it.
Facts.
I don't get it.
Facts.
It's not fair. Like it's not fair that they have more rights than we do now. Like I they came a long way, because back in our day it was taboo to be homosexual. They had to keep it
Facts.
private. You ain't want to tell nobody you want to do nothing. Now it's out and about, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? It should have been like this for them. You know what I mean? That's how they felt. I get it, but come on, you can't because somebody say something now all of a sudden. Okay, I'm black. Somebody say something wrong to me, like now, you know what I mean? What's the retaliation? You know what I mean? Like for whatever somebody say about them, oh, okay, he got pink shoes on. Like that's a what you call bias because somebody talked about you and you're that. Like I don't. It doesn't make sense. Like we gotta make it make sense. Like,
Facts.
and
I
I'm not.
appreciate you, brother. I'm
Yeah,
gonna get somebody else up here. I appreciate you for tapping and keep tapping. I'm gonna be touching
you already
topics like this and others.
good topic. Peace.
Appreciate you, brother. Peace. He touched on something very poignant. Uh, a lot of people from the LGBTQ community, not everybody, not a lot. Let me say, there's some that are very boisterous, very loud, very flamboyant. And the crazy part about it is a lot of those are looked down upon from within the LGBTQ community. Is ironic. However, a lot of people from that community tend to have a certain way of speaking. I don't know if it's a defense mechanism or an entitlement thing. However, a lot of them have become equipped with a sharp tongue, which is cool. Whether it's a defense thing, whether that's just their personality and they naturally funny, or you know what I'm saying, they tired of being counted out or counted or look down upon. All that's well and good. They should be able to say something. They should be able to give it back to you if they get it. But if that's the case, if they can talk and address certain things, we should be able to talk and address the same things in reverse or whatever. That's all is good, as long as it don't come to no violence and all that other shit. Because that's the bullshittery. Should no man or woman lose their life because of who you associate as? However, I'm not going to say however, but there's the situation of people playing with people and tricking people and thinking it's a game. There's a difference between somebody scared to tell somebody who they are because they don't want the backlash, or they fearful of the what happened after the fact. That's a difference between that person and then the person that purposely puts whatever they want to put on and then go out to a bar or to a public establishment, basically hunting and seeking somebody who's not from that community to either get them to engage in certain activities or to embarrass them, and or both, or what have you. That's a effed up situation that needs to stop. That also puts that person in a dangerous way, and it makes it bad for the other person who's just uncomfortable with letting people know right away who they are, who might want you to see them for them first and then let you know. That's a totally different thing, but it makes it bad for them and puts them in a dangerous way or what have you. But honestly, we all should be honest one with another and give a person the opportunity to decide, is this for me, or do I want to try something like this, or hell no, that ain't for me, or I'm cool, I'm bull. You know what I'm saying? Honesty is the best policy, and that needs to be the first thing. And secondly, it has to be a thing of entered into with respect. If you at a bar and you are of an alternative or LGBTQ community, and you are attracted to a straight person or a so-called straight person, you should, in the same way a man's supposed to be a gentleman to a female that he sees in a bar or whatever the case may be, that same respect should be there in either receiving or initiating that infatuation or that like or whatever. And a part of that would be being upfront and honest. That way, that person has the honest chance to say, okay, nah, I'm cool, that ain't me. Or, or in some cases, okay, come sit down, let's talk, or whatever the case may be, because there's a lot more people that's under the radar, DL as they say, or curious, that would entertain somebody from that community, then would be honest and actually, you know what I'm saying, verbally say it to the public or what have you. There's one dude that's in another live that I'll be a part of, and he openly says he loves people like that. He's strange anyway though, but it ain't got nothing to do with that. He's just strange. But that aside, there are people like him that actually like that, or like people that dress as other than themselves or whatever, as they were so-called born or whatever. No disrespect in my analogy or whatever. Jakar, if you still in here, put in your request. I want to talk to you, being as though you're a person that dresses up or what have you. We need to have that conversation. People cannot be afraid to address situations, approach situations, or to receive that approach or that conversation. Because some people feel as though it ain't your business how I live my life, how I do what I do, and all that there. However, if what you're doing goes outside the scope of your circumference, and it impedes upon my life one way or the other, then it does kind of become my business. Not some strange person or a stranger and what they're doing, unless that stranger comes over in my area around me or does something that involves me directly or indirectly. Then it becomes my business. Who you lay in the bed with, that's your business. Who you choose to date, marry, court, whatever the case may be, that's your business. That's between you and your God, not me. I have no choice of that. What's up? Why you all up under the damn thing like that? You hiding? Don't hide. You don't hide
I'm
when you be doing
DL.
your antics. A lot of people, some ain't gonna say a lot of people, some people are. Now, I saw a comment you made. You said something about something you said about Dave Chapelle. What is your honest opinion about? Oh, first let me say this: have you seen the closer in full?
Actually, I have not. I only heard what people said that he said,
Okay,
so I don't know.
so then we'll address that then as you give your opinion. Let me hear your opinion as someone from an alternative lifestyle. Tell the people who you are. Tell them what you associate as, and let's give your opinion on what what your opinion is on Dave Chappelle. No singing, no none of the other antics. We just talking. Talk to
Yeah. Um. Honestly, I don't know what he said, but I mean, people said that he was saying that he doesn't like LGBT, or he was just making fun of trans people. I've heard, I guess. So, I don't know. You have to enlighten me what he said exactly. So
him.
I don't know.
I will paraphrase. I will paraphrase. He basically said, I'm uncomfortable with it. I might not. I don't agree with it. In a nutshell. However, and that's what kind of caught people. That part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he made certain jokes about certain things they do or whatever. However, he talked about meeting somebody who was a transgender, who wanted to be a comedian, who touched him in such a way that he flew this guy out and had him open up for him.
Mm-hmm.
The guy bombed, or girl bombed, whatever the case, whatever they associate as bombed. But it didn't stop Dave Chappelle from doing something for that individual. And the individual was, even though they bombed and they know they bombed, they were elated at the fact that Dave Chappelle gave them that opportunity to live out a dream, live out a bucket list or a dream of theirs, to get on a stage and do stand up or what have you. And I think he said, because I'm paraphrasing now, that he continued on to have that general individual open up for him on different situations or whatever, and also that they became friends.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people that got up in arms, they didn't get to that point. They didn't get to that point, which is a disservice to Dave Chappelle. It's a disservice to comedy. Period. It's just a disservice
Okay.
to hear the first part.
So,
And this is the thing, right? If you can make jokes about me for whatever it may be, I'm light skinned, chubby, wubby, whatever the case may be. I got on the wrong outfit today, wrong pair of shoes. I'm not as stylish or on fleek or whatever the case may be at the moment. If you, as somebody from an alternative lifestyle, can make a joke about me, I should be able to make a joke about you and your lifestyle. Long as there's not no hate, long as I'm not threatening your life or threatening bodily harm or trying to do you bodily harm. If his jokes is jokes, especially especially as a comedian, because that's their job, to take the edge off everything. And that's the problem. If you take the edge off a lot of these sticky topics, then it becomes, how can I say, easier to discuss, easier to talk about, easier to go through, easier to deal with. That's the
mm-hmm.
problem with a lot of, I'm saying, a lot of people from my side of the table and people from your side of the table, that there's a super uneasiness to even sit down and discuss what needs to be discussed, when at the end of the day, it all revolves around respect. What you do, Jakari, is your right to do. Long as it ain't violating somebody, long as you ain't tricking nobody to think that you are what you ain't. If you upfront and honest and open with that person, then what's the issue? Life is about choices. You
Well,
either
I have a few things to say.
talk to me
Number one, I don't know why the conversation was even brought up. I
about
don't even know, yeah, about this whole trans thing. Why was it even included if he feels uncomfortable and he knows that like the society is changing and this is really not a good time to be talking
it's the best time.
down.
He
No,
didn't really
talking.
talk down. That's the thing. That's the thing. He really he basically said what I feel. I'm see me as Dave Chappelle. He said what I feel. I'm uncomfortable with. That's not my way of life,
Okay, but why was it even brought up?
because is a pivotal is a it's a little bit more accepted, but it's still a pivotal time in history to whereas a lot more is being seen on TV, on award shows, pushed into schoolways and through children's programming. This is the time to really have certain conversations that
Yeah,
have
I
not been had
understand
for
that,
years.
but like, what was he trying to? What was his message? I mean, just to say that he has a trans friend, like, I don't understand, like, what
He
the.
really tried to you got you take the time. You got Netflix, I know you do, right? Or your people.
Yeah, I
Somebody
just got
ran.
it. Actually, I just got
Take
mine.
the time to watch it with an open mind, from beginning to
Mm-hmm.
end. I guarantee you, you're a thinker. You'll understand. But what he
Mm-hmm.
tried to do was to show people from both the straight community and from the LGBTQ community that we can coexist and everything can be all right. And because I'm a straight man, don't mean that I can't have a friendship with somebody from that other community and not be on no funny business, or that I'm sleeping with that person, or they trying to get at me, you know, in a sexual way. That's the piece that's missing, and that's the problem, right? Because one it is looked at, okay. Somebody, the host of another show, made a joke and said, "Would I pick you up or and take you to what you call it?" And I said what I said, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stigma behind that. That, oh, if I was to do that, then that's saying, oh, Phil must be trying to mess with Jakari or do this, do that, or Jakari trying to woo woo woo. That's the first thought, and let's push that out the window. That's what's looked at and thought about through society, in most parts. Not with everybody, but the problem being is with without conversation without conversation there's no understanding. With understanding becomes an ease of being able to, okay, Jakar, what you doing? You chilling? I'm about to be over that way. You trying to, you know what I'm saying, get something to eat? All right, Phil, whatever, without it being no, oh, he taking me how, no, you know, or, you know, people looking at me like, man, Phil, what the figure are you doing? You know, Jakari is woo woo woo.
Mm-hmm.
You on that? That's what type of, and that's the thing, and that's what Dave Chapelle. That's the point that he made. He the way he presented it, he kind of narrated along the way, with jokes along the way, and he narrated and got you to the end point. The stamp was saying, no matter what you think about me, no matter what you think about that person, no matter what the world says this way or that way, that was my friend. Coming into it, I didn't have a full understanding of transgenderism in that way, but and I that's not my lifestyle, and it's still not my lifestyle. But at the end of the day, I learned something, and that person of that lifestyle became my friend. That's the point that a lot of people are missing. That, okay, just because you don't walk a certain way, or you don't live your life a certain way, or whatever, we as people.
Okay, I feel like you sugarcoating it, making it seem like it's something good. I don't know,
No,
because
it
I
is what it
everybody,
is.
because why is it even a big deal if that's what it was?
Because
So.
listen, okay, think about this, Jakar, and you are a lot younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that goes on to where people from your community get hurt when
Yeah.
they're of the transgender side of your community. One, either for playing or tricking people, or two, because of people's uh, thought process on it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people with no tolerance or lack of intelligence lash out at an innocent person that ain't came onto them or whatever to do violence. What I'm saying is, what Dave Chappelle chose to do was take a comedy stand-up movie, something that will be seen by the masses of people, to basically make a statement that, okay, me as a person, I don't like, I'm not a part, I didn't understand, I didn't have any tolerance for, but here's my growth, and here's
Mm-hmm.
how I got to the growth. That's what Dave Chappelle did. He was like, my growth. It's almost like, it's like me, right? Okay, sometimes I talk about my past, and I do it not in a way to glorify myself or glorify those things, but to perhaps open a conversation or be a living lesson for somebody younger who might be trying to do what I did or going through what I went through. It's the same type of scenario. He basically said it's okay to one, it's okay one not to agree with something.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay also to talk about, you know, what you don't agree with, but it's also okay to learn and get an understanding for the humanity side of it all, for the respect side of it all. As long as there's no respect broken in between two individuals, whether they're gay, straight, male, female, dog, cat, whatever the case may be, as long as that respect is there, we should be able to move along, get along, be around each other, and it not be a problem, and shouldn't be frowned upon in such a way that it has been. So what he did was he used his personal situation to one, lighten, ease the mindset in some people. It frightened and or upset some because they didn't listen to the whole thing, but to ease the mindset of the general population looking at it, but then also to say, okay, don't be afraid to have that conversation. Don't be afraid to, you know what I'm saying, to look past a certain person because of their orientation or sexual orientation or their way of life, because sometimes you miss the opportunity to be around good people.
Right.
You miss the relationship with good people. Not only sexual relationship, but the friendship. Remember, on the other, I said that friendships are to be built. That's what happened in this situation. He built a friendship with the person, from a lifestyle that he's not a part of. And see what and I said it earlier, I said what a lot of people don't understand. Dave Chapelle went to Duke Ellington School of Arts in DC. Have you ever seen Fame, the new movie or the old series?
No, but I actually got into that school. But
Duke Ellington?
Yeah, I got into that school when I was like really, really young. But I didn't want to go because I saw all
Why?
these metal detectors. I didn't know the history. I just knew that
Duke
Alicia Keys
Ellington
went there.
for you, Duke Ellington would have been huge.
I
One,
know.
because Duke Ellington
I
is
regret it.
prestigious.
I do. I
But
do
when you go
regret
through there, if you haven't seen Fame, you need to go Google and look up Fame. I don't know if it's on YouTube or Netflix or some other, what you call it, the old
Right.
or the new. You have people sashaying through. You know how you like to dance and do them drops and all
Yeah.
that.
I know
You
how
got people in the
DC is.
hallway do
Yeah.
this.
DC like that.
Lunchtime can turn into a whole out jam session where people improvising with instruments, singing, dancing on tables and all kinds of shit.
It would have been good for me, yeah.
Dave Chapelle has been around homosexual people and people of the LGBTQ community before those letters were even a thing.
Right.
So to a certain degree, he has a certain understanding of a lot of things in that department because it was around him daily. Back when certain derogatory terms would not get you flagged, canceled, looked down upon, when it wasn't so cool to be out the closet, when it wasn't so cool to be from that community. But within that school, you could be who you wanted to be. You could be you, and it wasn't looked down upon. It wasn't shunned. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You had all those people under one roof. So he did have a certain understanding of some things. And back then, I hate to say it because I don't want nobody to flag my transgenders were called transvestites. They weren't called transgenders back then. And I hope y'all take whoever's in here from that community takes it in context.
Yeah.
And now that's a bad term within the community. However, that's what it was back then. And for now, in order for there to be growth on both sides, there has to be conversations. And comedians throughout the years tackle the tough conversations, the things that we don't want to talk. Oh, I'm sorry. The tough conversations, the things that we feel uncomfortable about, the things that kind of ruffle our feathers or get us animated or get us angry, and things that make us happy and things that make us sad. Comedians touch those things. It's just certain comedians have a knack about them to touch it in such a way that it hits home in a major way. Dave Chapelle is one of those. Dick Gregory was one of those. It's a few that are just when they hone in. Even I appreciate that Central Jones. Even DL Hughley and the way he addresses things from his radio show and online has that way about him that Steve Harvey to a certain degree too. Steve Harvey, I say that has that way that when he hones in and really talks about it, that he gets you in a place of thinking, at minimal thinking, and that's the point. That's the point. Comedians, they make fun of, they poke fun of, but okay. And I said this earlier. Why should he not make fun of somebody in your community if he can make fun of somebody in any other community, including the Black community? What makes you off the table? What makes the funny gestures or the funny things you do? Because you laugh at certain other people from your community and the things they do, right? It's funny. So if it's funny to you, it should be funny to us too. It'd be okay to.
Okay, but this is the thing. Like, you know that there's you know that first of all, society is teaching everyone when they first are born to be straight into like girls and things like that. Even though it's not really like an open discussion on the other side on like, oh, you know, other people like this and that and the third, because it's not that. It's just like you like a boy, you like a girl, and you have babies and you have kids and you have a job and you get married and have kids, whatever. So that's basically the standard, and so that's ingrained in people's minds. So when people try to put like different community, talking about like the straight community and the straight group and stuff like that, like there's really no straight community and group because they make groups for people that are minorities. They make groups for people that are targeted too, because they are, I guess hated against or
I don't
something like
represent
that.
I don't represent
I
no
know.
community, no group. I represent
I'm just speaking
me
out. So
in the Black community. That's what I represent.
The gays, they're taking it really hard because of all the things, and you know that a lot of gays and transgenders and things like that have been going through a lot of shit in the past and shit like that, with people trying to kill them just for being who they are and going outside and being scared of, you know, being themselves, things like that. So there's just a lot of history behind that. So when people are you know, in this time where it's accepted and, you know, we're rejoicing and everybody's being so when people are coming out and say like, I'm not comfortable with it or something, I honestly don't think that whatever he said was wrong. But I guess
you gotta listen. You gotta see it for yourself to gain full judgment or full understanding. And I implore you. I don't know what you got on your menu for today, but after this,
I have work. Like, in like 40 minutes.
Watch it. Watch it.
But tonight I will. Watch it. It's whatever. But I'm talking about like say for example, we can talk about like straight lives matter or whatever the fuck.
We're not.
Okay.
That's not. We're not doing that. Go ahead.
Okay. Period. So, you know, different people are always trying to go against us. So we're still trying to fight for our freedom and for acceptance in society, because we like you said, we still don't have it fully. People are still trying to understand. The older generation, they don't understand. Like,
but this
it's
is
just
the thing.
a lot.
How do you gain understanding?
Knowledge.
Right. How does knowledge get transferred? By dialogue.
Yeah. So
one way or another, whether it's from a visual medium or from a verbal medium, there has to be some interchange of information. The problem is a lot of people are afraid to touch it, afraid to talk on it, and they kind of
Well, there's a lot of gay people that are kind of unknowledgeable about it too. Like there's a lot of gay people that don't know about their history and what it took to get here.
That's
facts. And I mean that's why we have different shows like Pose and things like that to give knowledge to the youth about the gays and things like that. So I think we look towards the media to get our information, but we don't always go to the facts and shit like that and do our research. But that's just the new generation. So it's just a new, I feel like this new generation is just like, it's something totally different with this whole social media and stuff like that.
Blinkman 44, you right. You in my opinion, you are right. But also in the book it says God does not violate a man's free will. At the end of the day, like I said earlier, everybody,
did God tell you that?
Be quiet.
Okay.
everybody is either going to be rewarded or punished for their actions and their accident. They ain't just who they sleeping with, but everything else on the world that they do that isn't pleasing to God or what have you. So with that being said, is if God will not violate a man's free will, who are we to violate a man's free will? If somebody want to smoke crack, that's on them. They're gonna reap the benefits or reap the rewards in that. If somebody wants to go out and now, there's certain things that shouldn't be tolerated. I'll tell you that much. Pedophilia, you know what I'm saying, attacks on anybody really, but especially children and senior citizens, and rape is certain things that should be dealt with and shouldn't be tolerated. But that's a whole nother conversation. We talk about this now.
It's
so
like they always dabbing at that one point, but let's talk about you having sex before marriage. Let's talk about you lusting at these women and following all these women, looking at their ass and shit like that. Let's talk about all that shit.
That's true.
Y'all niggas just like to blank shit out. So
that's true. But unfortunately, I ain't gonna say unfortunately, but unfortunately, in society that has been the norm for a lot of years. Whereas this movement, this LGBTQ movement, even though they've been gay people around since damn near the beginning of time, this movement has moved in such a way, almost like a mafia, and they've strategically moved in certain places, in certain positions that get people canceled, get people, you know what I'm saying? if the wrong thing is said, you know what I'm saying, where it shouldn't get that far unless it's somebody spewing like hateful, threatening, he gave us laws and commandments, but if you are a believer in the Bible, the laws and commandments are held in the Old Testament. The New Testament doesn't hold us to that.
They don't.
No, I know. Doesn't hold us to that, respectfully. It holds us to another standard. Yes, we have commandments that we ought to live through, but one of the commandments we're given is to love your brother as you love yourself. If you love your brothers the way you love yourself, a lot of the other commandments wouldn't even need to be written, because you wouldn't steal, you wouldn't kill, you wouldn't. There's a lot of things you wouldn't do. You wouldn't covet your brother's wife, et cetera, et cetera. But that's a whole nother conversation. We're not going there because we have people probably here from different religions or spiritual backgrounds. That's a whole nother conversation. But Blank Man, we will have that conversation. So make sure you stick in there. Not today, but at some point I will touch on that, because there's a lot of misrepresentations of what it means to be, I guess you could say, a Christian.
Yeah, and I guess these people think that you can put every sin on the same pedestal, but we're gonna skip past that, all right?
Yeah, exactly. But do you feel as though before I let you go, that with this new movement, do you feel as though that people from the LGBTQ movement feel self-entitled, or not spoiled, but self-entitled? That might be a good word to use. Do you feel as though that because of the wave or the way in which things are going, that is our way or the highway? Do you feel that way?
There's a lot of gay people that do have entitlement issues. A lot of people in the gay community, they are messy, and they, there's a lot of gay people that are rich. There's a lot of, these gay people run the fucking world, whether you know it or not. I mean, the high fashion brands and like Gucci and Versace and Givenchy and Balmain, they're all gay, and everybody's wearing them. So we have these people to look up to, and they're very upper echelon and very, very witty. So I think that we have those type of people, those role models to look up to, I guess, and it makes us look a certain way. But there's some, you can't like literally put you can't judge everyone like that, because not all gay people are like that. So,
because I spoke on that earlier too. I said there's the more flamboyant ones, possibly even yourself, get looked down upon by people in the LGBT community.
They do,
especially in the gay sector, because they feel like y'all are cheapening the movement or cheapening the understanding or whatever. No disrespect. I've heard this from a couple gay people, white, black, you know what I'm saying? So I guess that would be similar to in the black community, you know, the sometimes this disparity between light skinned and dark skinned blacks or what have you. I guess that would be the same type of thing, where to me it's an ignorant thing, because if we all black, we all black.
Right.
We need to gain understanding of what that means and the history of us, et cetera, et cetera. And in your community, the people, like you said, people aren't knowledgeable, so they should gain knowledge in what their lifestyle entails. You know, where it comes from, well, like the history, like you said, the people, the pioneers, the people that gave their life, the people that lost their life to disease and other things in the 80s or whatever. Just like a whole lot of different, you know what I'm saying?
And we could talk about that shit, because you know that shit was planted just to, you know, to kind of put a bad light on gay people. So anyways, I
D.
think
Dennis, of course not. I said that before I cammed anybody up. Of course, it's not right for a transgender to trick a straight man. That's what I say. Honesty is the best policy. No matter how uncomfortable it is,
we know.
honesty is the best policy. A person should be able to say, be upfront. This is me. This is who I am. If they want to live out loud, they should live out loud on purpose, with conviction enough and a respect enough to say, okay, this is what I am.
And that's
Can
one
we
thing. And
go
that's
from
one
there?
thing that a lot of people are getting confused, because it is still dangerous to be who you are, to be honest with you, like out in public. There was this one transgender that my friend knows, her name is Eden. And then her friend, they were going out and stuff like that, and there was a whole group of men coming up to them because they were really pretty, and they were catcalling them and checking them out and shit like that. And then I guess they talked or something, and she sounds like a man, so they're like, "Oh, that's a fucking tranny," da da da, and they were like abusing them and stuff like that. So that's why a lot of trans girls don't want to come out and say anything, because they're literally getting fucking abused and killed and shit.
That's why what Dave Chapelle did in his comedy special is important. Because like now, there's been people talking about it one way or the other. I let it breathe for a minute, and now we sitting here talking about it. Conversation is key. Dialogue is key. There can be no understanding. There can be no empathy or no sympathy without learning something, hearing something. A person doesn't have to agree with everything in somebody's life or their lifestyle to have empathy about certain things or whatever. Nobody thinks that it's cool or okay. Nobody of a sound mind thinks it's okay to bully somebody or to pick on somebody just because they are who they are or what it is they do. Now, if the person, that's why I say it's a sticky situation if somebody's tricking somebody, because then you open the door for, what's up, Mr. Fly Guy? You open the door for things that happen to you, unfortunately. But if you're honest, it should not warrant any violence. Because, you know what I'm saying? What it should warrant is the person who's sitting, who's the object of that like or whatever, should say, nah, that ain't me. I'm cool. I'm boo. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And the respect is there. And the transgender say, okay, I respect that. Or if that person's curious or into it, then they, you know, take it from there or whatever. However, it shouldn't be a trickery like, oh, he been drinking. Let me go see if I can slide up on him and da-da-da. I ain't gonna tell him nothing. I'll tell him later. Or
And Phil, a lot of people that do that shit are really weird and stuff like that. We don't there's barely any people that do that.
Hold on. Chin, this ain't that type of scenario. This is an open conversation. I'm gonna have other people up. So if you can't be respectful enough to understand that, you can exit stage left or right, respectfully. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but I was saying there's a lot of people always shed the light on that, but usually when you see things like that on national TV and stuff like that, the news or something like that, a trans person got killed because they tricked or something. Usually 9 times out of 10, it's fucking false that the nigga just said that he was tricked in order for him not to look bad in front of other niggas.
That happened.
So mind you, a
happens.
lot of this shit they just be fucking capping because they're
No,
embarrassed.
Jakari. Through history, especially
No,
in
I'm
the,
saying they do be tricking. Some girls they
yeah,
be tricking talking
and it
like,
happened.
oh, I'm on my period, you gotta fuck me in my ass like that. Like,
Watch your mouth, watch your mouth.
sorry.
Not talking about what you're talking about, but the language. Because I don't want nothing
Yeah,
flagged or shut down or whatever.
right.
The It happened a lot more earlier, like 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, what have
Mhm.
you. It happens less now, but you still have those that purposely trick people. Not that, like I said, not the ones that are just afraid to come out and
Mhm.
want to find somebody to as a mate or as a situation or whatever.
Mhm.
But you had those that purposely go out and they trick people.
Mhm.
That's the wrong stuff, and that opens the door to violence, not only to those type of people, but to the one that's really trying to find somebody but scared to, you know what I'm saying, say this is me, this is how I live, but I'm interested in you or whatever. But Jakar, I'm gonna get some other people up here. I appreciate you for tapping in and not being afraid to,
Thank
talk your talk or whatever. Tap in, tune in. We're gonna be talking about a whole bunch of topics or whatever. Now get your iggity up out of here and get to work.
you.
You heard me.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Yep. Now who else we gonna get up here? Who else wants to tap in? The Truth 731. Let's get you in here. Spana Benz, if it can be oh so simple. What's
What's
going on,
good,
Truth
Phil? What's
731?
good? Hey,
Salute,
man.
peace.
Salute. Hey, man, I want to touch on that Dave Chappelle special, man.
Talk to
Man,
me.
that dude offended a lot of people. He reached out and touched a lot of people, but, only one part of it was focused on. He really laid out the fact that relationships is what's going to make the difference. And
Bingo.
seeing and displaying dignity and respect to everybody is what make the difference. But it got to happen on both sides.
Facts.
It can't be, this is what this is how I'm gonna move, and you better not move against it. That's pretty much
Facts.
how it's going. So I mean, I don't hate anybody. None of this stuff that's going on right now is gonna, do anything to change my life. Because I mean, I'm with my wife and I got my kids. I don't look at anything outside of that. But
Facts.
I still treat everybody with dignity and respect, regardless of what your orientation is. None of that matters to me. If you're a cool person and we can have a conversation, that's all I'm about.
Facts.
Your job in life is to leave the best part of you on everybody that you meet. So
Facts.
I mean, if I come across somebody and they disrespectful to me, no matter if it's a man or a woman, I got to go my distant, a separate way from them, because I don't have time for any negativity. But I did 20 years in the Army, man. I fought, for the freedom for everybody to be able to, to
Salute
do
to
a lot
you.
of things for your liberties out here, and it's
Yeah.
kind of looking like you can't. It's a lot of stuff out here that you can't do anymore, and
Facts.
I don't mind it because I'm staying to myself. But I mean, I just want to be a part of teaching, dignity and respect for everybody, and that's what's going to take you a long way.
Facts. And then that's what it's all about. You don't have to agree with somebody's lifestyle, their personal choices, what they indulge in, but as long as there's respect there and it's not they're not violating you in your comfortable zone and you're not violating theirs. Why should we not be able to coexist or whatever?
Yeah,
People are so, and it's a broader conversation because it's the reason why racism exists the way that it is. It's all about fear of the unknown. How are you going to get to know something unless you have the conversation or the dialogue with a person or whatever, right? So once and it ain't, and having the dialogue does not mean that you condone or that you're with it. It just means that you're willing to listen and try to get an understanding why a person moves the way they move, why they tick the way they tick, etc. And in doing so, and you can still stand true to your religions, your spirituality, your beliefs, your stance on whatever it is. But at the same time, you can still hold a respect for the fact that everybody else, you know what I'm saying, has a life and a way that they wish to live, and that's cool.
I encourage everybody to go and watch
Studio
that
life.
Dave Chappelle stand up. It was really
Thank you.
good.
Yeah, it was. At the end of it, he put a whole stamp on it, and I believe a lot of his detractors did not get to the end of they didn't watch it. They heard a couple of things and got offended, and I can't. cancel him, you know, as opposed to really sitting back. Okay, he said this. What else this motherfucker gonna say? I mean, excuse me, this miggity figgity gonna say. And
He
then
went after a lot of people in there though. It wasn't just the LGBT community,
facts,
but at the end,
facts.
the part that everybody's missing is he saying what you not noticing. In I've never had a problem with the LGBT community. It's the white people I'm against. He said that, but nobody noticed that.
They didn't care about that, right? And he says it amongst his audience in that thing is a lot more white than black.
That is correct.
They don't, that's the thing. People don't give Dave Chappelle his props. He's always been 10 toes down on whatever it is he talk about, whether he talk about us, whether he talk about the white community, Latino, Asian community, whatever it is, the topics he touched, he stands on it. And
that dude's the man.
Even in touching the LGBTQ thing, he stood on it. He stood on where he sat with it, but at the same time, he stood on his growth and where he was at with it by that filming. And that's where a lot of people fall short or whatever. They call me Big Phil DC too, but I'm 6'6". I can understand that. I can understand that studio life. That's what's happening.
Yeah, a lot of people are sensitive, you know, and that's kind of where the issue is going to be, you know, because it's a lot of people out here are like NFL refs. Somebody will throw, you know, an insult, but they won't catch that insult until you retaliate. That's when they like, hey man, what's going on with you? Why would you say something like that? But you got to catch the first insult. If we're going to do dignity and respect, it's got to be across the board. You can't allow, you know, somebody to be slandered, and then once they decide to retaliate, then you on their ass. It can't be like that.
Facts.
We got to educate each other so that way we can move better, you know, as a people.
Move forward, right? And it ain't your way of the highway, my way of the highway. Outside of the fact that you must respect me and I must respect you, that should be my way of the highway right there. You must respect me and I must respect you. Your lifestyle shouldn't be pushed upon me as my lifestyle shouldn't be pushed upon you. The extracurricular activities I may do or may not do shouldn't be pushed on you, as well as the extracurricular activities you do should not be pushed on me and mine or whatever. Once we get that understanding, go ahead.
You know who did a good piece on exactly what you're saying right now? J.O. did like 2 nights ago. He kind of laid it out. He kind of laid it out for everybody. And, you know,
J.O.
Yeah, I tried to share his live, but he went in on it like, you know, it don't make sense. I know I'll fuck a lot of these motherfuckers up, but at the same time, you know, my job is to show, you know, respect to everybody until I'm disrespected. So he laid that out, and that shit made sense.
Facts. And that's what it's all about. It stems from the not knowing. The uncomfortableness comes from the not knowing, the fear in the not knowing. Thus you have racism. Thus you have, how can I say, sexual orientation bashing, various other things, class bashing. You know what I'm saying? Lower class, middle class, upper class. That is the not knowing the totality of a situation. White people have been so afraid of us for a lot of years and they operate in certain ways, you know, and it comes out through racism. Not all white folks. Let me get that clear. So I don't want nobody to say, but nah, I never. I'm talking this shoe fits for those that actually live their life or whatever. But at the same time, we basically have to have a dialogue, one with another. A lot of the world issues, a lot of the societal issues, a lot of community issues begin with dialogue.
But let's look at this though. I mean, you never gonna get away from, you know, the opinionated bad apples that's gonna talk shit about everybody no matter what. You know, you always gonna have somebody that's gonna say, hey, that motherfucker that dude white as hell, or that dude black as hell, or he fat as hell, or something like that. You always gonna have those people. But I mean, if you can learn to instill, you know, the basic, you know, responsibility to show respect to everybody, then, you know, shit'll start to you know, take a turn for the better. But right now, being defensive, that defensive mechanism, you know, it allows people to, you know, think things, and if they'll throw a shot and not know, you know, what is intentionally hurting somebody mentally. They'll throw a shot, you know, and then once you send a shot back, it's the end of the world as we know it. And we got to get rid of that. You know, I'm not worried. I'm not focused about what anybody have to say about me, because none of this is paying my bills. So you can talk about how dark I am, or you can talk about my bad. You can talk about how
It's
broke
cool.
I am. You can talk about whatever you want, but at the end of the day, I make my own money. You know, the only person who really pay a factor in their opinion in my life is my wife. That's it.
You hear me? As it should be. But and I'm glad you brought up the fact that will always be detractors in some way, shape, or form. But what'll happen is once there's more understanding, those detractors' voice become minimalized to a certain sector, and it won't have as much sting. It won't have as much roll to it. It won't have as much snowball to it because people will be like, "Man, get away from me with that, man. I ain't trying to hear that, man. Listen, I that ain't my lifestyle, but." Man, listen, I ain't with all that. Miss me. You know what I'm
The
saying?
KKK
It becomes
exists,
more.
so the KKK still exists. So I mean, we
They
got a
do,
long way to go
they do,
before
but
you know. The,
they operate a whole lot different than they
you're
used to,
right. You're right.
and that's for a lot of reasons. Because a lot of people, you miss me with that, or a lot of people understand that to be openly racism is a target on your back now too. Whereas is a lot more potent and powerful to stay in the dark and not be known, but pull some strings or you know, put certain things in play that you know fumbles your adversary or your enemy or what have you. Does
And I just
anybody
want
else
to
want
make
to come up? I
Yeah,
appreciate. Go ahead.
I just want to make sure that you know people start thinking about you know that part of life. You know, because I mean, I ain't gonna lie. If my brother is in the LGBT community,
Mm-hmm.
I don't live my life like that, but that's my brother. So
Right,
I mean, at the end of the day, I love that dude.
right.
If he had smoke with anybody like that, it'd be a real problem. So I mean, I just tell people to start focusing on you know dignity and respect. I got it. If you get disrespected, you got to defend yourself, but don't just go out and that's what you want to do is you just want to
On some
yeah
hateful
you just
shit.
want to openly target people, you know, let people live their life. If it don't
Where
affect
you
you,
from?
don't worry about it. I'm from
Where you
Detroit.
from? Okay, all right. Much respect to Detroit. Much respect to you, brother. I'm glad you tapped in. Stay tapped in. I'm gonna be coming with topics and subjects that affect our community and the world in general. I appreciate you, my brother. You be safe out there
Salute,
with whatever
salute.
it is you're doing. Salute. Come on, y'all. Don't be afraid to tap in. Don't be afraid to touch, you know what I'm saying? Touch this topic. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Whether you for it or against it. Let's talk about it. Let's reason one with another. You know what I'm saying? It's needed. It's definitely needed. They got a screenshot with the camera. SLM Life 60s. You can move. You can move extra stage left or right. We ain't with all that extra here. We having real dialogue here and talking about some things, whether we for or against certain things. So if you can't abide by that, remove yourself or you can get removed. Period. Point blank. That's what it is. This subject is touchy enough as is to have some extra bullshittery thrown in the midst of it. You know what I'm saying? Think on that. Hold on 1 second. Let me tap somebody in. Bezo, where you at, Bezo? Yeah, if he can't contain himself, yeah, he will be blocked. Bezo, what's good with you, brethren?
Yeah, what's good, my brother? How are
Everything,
you?
everything, man. All is well, all is swell. I can't complain. You hear me?
Good, 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 good.
What's your take
Yeah, but
on the whole Dave Chappelle situation?
well, he told the truth, and people don't like to hear that,
Facts.
and people definitely don't like to hear that. And when even he never wavered not one time, so I respect to that dude for not wavering, even though his opinions are his opinions, and everybody don't agree with everybody's opinion.
Facts.
But the whole thing about it is that he just told the truth, and in this world, people don't like the truth.
That's facts. Is that your
People
only
don't like
point,
the
or
truth.
that's the only thing you want to say, or you want to
Yeah,
expound on it, or
yeah, that's pretty much my salute to you. You're doing a great job. I
appreciate
always see you on there every once in a while. I see you on the other
you. Yeah.
platform. I know how
The,
y'all are
the,
about
yeah,
mentioning each
yeah.
other. Yeah.
He'll
So I'm
be
gonna
known
give
as
that
the
respect.
homie. Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, but I'm gonna get my ass back to work. I'll highlight you later,
I
man.
appreciate you for tapping in. You be
Yes,
safe out
sir.
there and stay tuned in, my brother.
All right.
LD Rain, come on in. You're the next contestant on Tap In and Talk About It. Hey, how you doing?
Hi. fine.
How
I
you
know
gonna
you
look
take.
like? Look, you done sent the request. Didn't realize you was gonna get tapped in.
Well,
Oh,
you was talking to the other brother. That's where I was at.
yeah, yeah,
How you
yeah.
doing this morning, my
Man, I'm
brother?
good. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? Can't complain about Nathan. Can't.
Okay. All right. I hear you.
What's your
Um,
take? What's your take on the Dave Chappelle situation? I look before you speak. I'm not going to guess and I'm not going to offend, but I'm a little bit seasoned. I think you got a little bit seasoned on your time on, and you probably seen certain things and certain progressions and certain changes in mindsets and this, that, and the third. So please, could you enlighten us on your stance on what you take out of, if you've seen it first? Have you seen the
I just kind of heard a little bit of talk about
Okay.
him not. They're trying to take him down.
Okay.
Okay. I
Okay.
did hear that. I say, well, Dave Chappelle must have said something wrong, and the LGBTQ is all about protecting their community.
Okay. Well,
And
I would implore you to, at some point, if you have Netflix, to go watch it from beginning to end and hear everything. Don't
yeah. Don't
then
judge on it.
yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's a big hype about it. It truly is a big hype about it. And the thing of it is, I'm with my brother that was just on, or the one before that, saying, his brother lives that
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle, but he still
Mm-hmm.
love that dude. And the
Right.
bottom line is, we are to love. I don't care how you cut the pie, how you slice it. We are to love. Now, the thing of it is, a lot of them are being hurt out here because of their
Right.
lifestyle. I do not. I'm telling you, it breaks my heart to know that somebody would hurt somebody based on their lifestyle. You can't even, don't speak to me. Don't look my way, because if I'm straight, you look at me, I'm going to cuss you out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that to you. I think that
Yeah.
that's totally off the rip wrong. It's about our behavior. It's about our behavior. Now, my
Right.
thing is, and I think I've said it before, that they're not putting their sin in my face. You see what I'm saying? Your sin, who you want to love is who you want to love. I get a choice to make whether I make a place in my house for you. If it was my child. You
Mm-hmm.
see, if
Okay.
my
Okay.
child decided to live that
Okay.
lifestyle, my child gonna know you and your partner, I don't care if y'all married, y'all ain't coming here staying in mama's house. Now, I can't say nothing about who else let you in, if your grandfather let you in or your aunts let you in. But as for me at my house, I know who I serve. I'm not going to play a part of that that choice that you made, because now what it's saying is, I condone that. I'm condoning that. I'm
Well,
not condoning that. I
let me ask you a question. If you had a daughter or son that, what you call it, even though you don't condone it, you would still love that child as your child, right?
Oh, you better believe it.
And
And
see,
ain't nobody
I
gonna
asked you
talk
that for a
about her.
reason. Yeah, I asked you that for a reason because people have a problem with the fact, will have a problem with the first thing you said about he and his, or she and hers wouldn't be staying here. Where there has to be understanding that even though I still love that person and even interact with that person, I'm just not comfortable with it being around me. You have that right as well to have that stance, just as well as somebody in that lifestyle has a right to live how they choose, because
Right.
God gave us that right for free will. People need to stop trying to make it, oh, you're for me or you're against me,
It's
period.
not that cut and dry.
It's not that cut and dry. You're right. It's not. And we need to, you know what I'm saying? We need to, like I said, conversation brings understanding, and talking more about it gains that. It gains a
Abs-
tolerance. It gains an understanding. It doesn't mean that a person going to end the conversation condoning, agreeing with, none of that. But it can gain more of an empathy, sympathy, compassion, just a humanity that says, okay, that's you. That ain't me. But we all right. We cool. Just respect me and I'll respect you.
Now, absolutely, and I agree with that. Now, Jakari, I just want to speak on my little brother because he be Jakari, you be tripping. You be tripping, little brother. But when you know, some men get offended when you present yourself like, now I know this is a platform and some people do storylines. I get all of that. But
Mhm.
like I hear some brothers say, I ain't into that, man. Stop. When somebody tell you to stop,
That's where it should stop.
that's where it should stop.
That's
Don't
the
be
respect
doing
line.
all of this and I'm looking at you and calling out your name in a seductive way. No, they said stop. I'm not about that. Look, I'm not. Don't do that. You respect their wishes if you want your wishes to be respected.
Facts.
You hear me? What I say? Respect their wishes like you want your
Yours
wishes
respected.
respected.
And I was telling him that, and I said it outside of him. I was like, that's because it causes more problems for those that, how can I say, there's some that purposely throw it on and go to trick people, but then there's those that want to come be clean and honest, but they're afraid to. It affects the whole gambit. It affects the whole lot of it
Uh,
by selfish people's actions or what have you. And you want respect, you got to give respect. And at the same, like you said, if you want me to respect you and yours, you got to respect me and mine. And now, I've been in situations where people come on to me or whatever from other lifestyles or whatever, and I'm like, nah,
okay,
I ain't with that.
okay,
Okay. Long as ain't no disrespect past that, it's all good. I ain't got to leave the room because you there. You ain't got to leave the room because I'm there. But
right.
respect that. But if you disrespect that, then that's a whole nother issue or whatever. But and that's just individual period. It ain't got nothing to do with this, lifestyle or whatever. Just respect is
Right.
what it is. Respect is given and respect should be received. And in doing that, a lot of the arguments that people say and a lot of the nose turning up that people do can be negated because one, if you respect the person, it goes a long way. You do not have
Absolutely.
to agree with that person. You don't have to live that person's lifestyle, indulge in extracurriculars, whether it be weed, whatever else beyond that, or whatever case. You don't have to do the things that somebody else to do to be okay with them in a respectful way. That's the difference. That's the difference.
Hmm. And
That's
you
the
can play,
difference.
people play with people a lot, you
Mm-hmm.
know, okay, like Moon, for instance. I think Moon has disrespected a lot of people. He overtalks. He says different things.
But see, look, look, because this is
I know y'all. No, no,
situation. But
no. Right, but I'm
what
saying,
he's doing,
uh-huh.
he's being true to him, but he's also entertaining. Is a reason. Is a reason
Okay,
because you can tell if you
okay,
really listen to him talk, you can tell he moves different. He moves a little bit different, but he sensationalizes a lot of things, and he's bringing entertainment by doing those exact things that you're talking about because people
okay,
tune in just to hear him ghetto shop, what you call it. Some people don't like it because they feel it, okay, as a man talking to a woman or whoever it is he talks to at the moment. However, he's what you call it. But if you really listen to him and pay attention, he moves differently in life. Like he doesn't, and he has a respect for people in their boundaries or whatever or whatever. We'll leave that there because that's a whole nother
okay,
situation or whatever. But like far as this situation, Dave Chappelle, and I don't know if he was listening. I'm from DC. I personally
okay,
know Dave Chappelle. I went to school with his brother, Sadar or
okay,
whatever. We were in the same class. Dave Chappelle was in another class or whatever. Even had a little altercation with some of them when I was younger or whatever. But
uh-huh,
he went on to go to Duke Ellington School of Arts. And
okay.
you like I said, a little season. I don't know if you're 30 or 35, but I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Fame.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Duke Ellington School of Art, literally back then was like
Yes.
Fame, where they would
Okay.
You walk through the door, you might see people voguing or in the cafeteria might bust out into a full-on jam session, improv jam session, the whole
Yeah.
9 yards. So Dave Chappelle has been around LGBTQ community before. It was the LGBTQ
The
community.
LBT. Right.
And that, so he had, of course, he had to learn respect
There you
back
go.
then, but that should not stop him from joking on or making light of mannerisms, bloopers, or disheartening things that they might do or say, the same way he does with everybody else, including the Black community. It'd be different if he just honed in on one situation or one community and just stayed there and just went on them. Then it could be viewed that, oh, he's being hateful. But he goes around the gambit, from us to white folks, Asian,
He
Latinos,
go around the world.
gay, straight, whatever the case may be.
Right.
And a lot of people ain't had no problem with him, with what some people saw as him cooning on his special on the Comedy Network. And some people in the upper echelon of the Black community didn't like some of those characters he played, because they felt though it was downing. What you call it? I would love to hear Moon too. Actually, I don't know if Moon's in here or not. If somebody could tag Moon to this, I would love to bring him up. Well, facts. That's true. That's Flip was saying it was okay for you to discuss what you were saying about Moon or what have you.
Oh, is Flip in here?
Yeah, he's in the building.
Hi,
Salute
Flip.
to the homie Flip. I told
Salute to you,
people,
my
Flip,
brother.
that you'll be known as the homie in here. So it's
Oh,
all good.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
But
I mean, Fame was I liked the show. I liked the show. I did. I used to love watching Fame. But it's still, to me, my brother, it goes back to the respect and courtesy of others.
Facts.
Bottom line, we got to bring that back first, because we have lost that. We have lost. I don't care if, if something, if there's a meaning behind and everybody's in agreement with it, okay, I'm with it. Mm-hmm. But if it's a shock to somebody and you know, like, whoa, where'd that come from? Oh, hold on. Because now you done took away all the courtesy and respect. Now we got to stop this thing and do this on a different level, off the rip. Because you're a human being, I'm a human being, and I understand certain things as a storyline, but it's a whole lot of shenanigans going on and people's feelings come into play.
Yeah, you're right. But sometimes the way we live in our lives and the way we move, we're erratic. We're a lot of people got ADHD. A lot of people are moving too fast. Sometimes you need that proverbial.
There you go.
Calm down. Sometimes you need that shock, because and that's what a lot of comedians do. They hit you with that shock,
and it make you stop.
To get your attention. It's like, hold up, what the hell are you talking about? What the figgity? And then take you on that journey, which he did. He takes you on that journey.
Right.
Dave Chappelle has never, to my opinion, has never blatantly, overtly, covertly, or any other thing been disrespectful or hating towards anybody from the LGBTQ community, or any other community. He has spoken truth, and the truth don't always sit. The truth don't always rub you right, but it is what it is. And some people don't want to approach the truth, accept the truth, lay next to the truth, or wear the truth.
Right.
When at the end of the day, that's what needs to happen. The truth is what it is. And if you can't face the truth, then you can't face yourself. Period, point blank. And if the truth don't jive with how you feel, then that's another issue. That's your feelings and your thoughts that you need to check. Because if it's the truth, then it is what it is. Now, even with it being the truth, somebody can be blunt with the truth, but it don't have to be hate, and it don't have to be received as hate. It just can be received as is what it is. Because the same way somebody from that community can say, can read somebody as they do.
Right.
Sometimes it's jokes, and sometimes it's truth
it's
or
mean,
visual.
I mean what I'm saying. Right.
if it is what it is what it is. And the same way they can do it in such a blunt, decisive way or precise way, then
Mm-hmm.
somebody from the other side of the map or other side
Can
of
do it
the
too.
yard should be able to do the same thing without the blowback or the outcry. No, he didn't say that. No, she didn't say that. Ah, you can't say that. You can't say that. No, cancel you, cancel them, cancel her.
Right.
That's some bullshittery. We should be able to say what the hell we want. One,
To
because then
say.
you get to understand and know where people stand on stuff. Whether you
Right.
agree, disagree, or indifferent, it's good to hear people out because then you get to understand what it is that where that person's come from. Because some people hide and mask their true feelings about a lot of things. And a lot of
Yeah.
times you let them talk and give them to talking, you'll get to see where they at. And then
Where
you can
they
make
at?
a true assessment or do true discernment. Your discernment to go off your gut feeling to come out. Okay, I fucks with them. Or excuse me, I figured it with them or I don't for
Right.
whatever reason.
Right.
And that's the thing. We need to do that. We need to be able to
But
talk
they're
about it.
all in. Listen, they're all in our families. It ain't like I bet you it ain't a family nowhere that don't have somebody that done
Don't or
crossed
haven't
over
had. Yep.
to the other side.
Yeah.
And you know, when I was a kid, it wasn't it wasn't open. It wasn't open. It just wasn't open. You just did not open that can of worms. They came around the family, but let me tell you something. They may even came with their partners, but you did not. Us as kids, we didn't know what until later. Oh, you know, she was I'm such. What? No, we didn't see them. They didn't put it in our face. We respected them. You
Mm-hmm.
see, now it's I'm coming out. Like who sang that song? I'm coming out.
Coming out.
I want
I
the
want the
world
world
to know.
to know.
I
Wasn't that Diana
don't.
Ross?
Was it down?
I'm,
Yes.
I'm coming.
I don't even care whether you come out or whether you stay in. That is your
Your life.
life.
Say
Why I
that.
care? But see, I live in a city that they listen. When it's Pride Week, listen. They flags fly, lights changing. You better not open up your mouth. They'll kick you out of this city. You hear what I'm saying? Like
And
you just better ride on
that's
down
a
the
whole
street and act like you don't see it.
that's a whole nother conversation argument. Whereas the same rights that they should have, there should be other rights held for those that disagree. That's a
But
that's a
I
whole
don't. They just making it a big deal. Like
Martin Luther
we
Field.
are so. Yes, who said that?
Some of the companies said Martin Luther figured in the Martin Luther Field.
We making it so like they are more important than us. Our straight lives, you know, it's like we got rights. We got rights too, and you shouldn't invade them. And if you caught invading our rights, then what's happening to you? If if you get tricked and you don't know, what happens to that person that did the tricking?
That's facts. That's facts.
You don't have a right. You don't have a right to what? You didn't tell me that you was trans. You tricked me. I'm angry. Oh, my anger don't mean nothing.
Facts.
What happened to that person mentally when they find that out? Because you thought that's an effect. They're affected, but they don't care about you being affected. Because I like him. Oh, he's handsome. Well, let me do this and and he won't know.
Mm. So
What?
let me ask you a question then. Okay, in relation to Dave Chapelle and his stance on things and how we see certain things, what is your take on Moon then? What is your take? Give me your take on. Take me where you were going when I kind of put the brakes on it or what have you.
I think his I think his character, like I hear him say, I was raised with, my mom and dad, and it sounds like he was so privileged, and I'm going to be, because first of all, they've accepted his lifestyle apparently, right? So this is a whole nother level. Flip, you and everybody he's meeting, y'all just people that then came into social media contact. Okay.
Yeah.
So how I'm gonna treat y'all is how I'm gonna treat y'all. I technically don't respect none of y'all because I don't care what you say about me. I'm going to talk over you. I'm going to scream over you. I'm going to get my point out. But he got a way about himself. Now, hear me when I say this. That is provoking. You see? That whole thing could have went wrong.
It did. It really did, though. But that's a whole nother conversation.
No. It could have went all the way wrong to the wrong. And then it hands laid and hurt and that, okay? Wrong is what I'm saying. But the one couldn't control itself. You came already angry. You came with a mission. You came because you don't like this man.
Facts.
That was like putting a lion in the room with a lamb in the room with a lion.
Yeah. Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
It should have been a cage between them two. Then we could do what we do. Okay. I'm just saying, because you pre-thought before I even get to you.
That's true. That's true.
What can I do? And that's why I say, when he reached out his hand, it should have been first. Don't disrespect me in that way. Mm-hmm. Because first, I ain't even feeling you right now. You don't know where I am here. You see? You don't know where I am here. That was a lot of fluid the first throw.
Uh-huh.
That was a lot of fluid. I was like, whoa. Each time I looked at that, I was like, now that was prepared. That cup right there, that had a lot of fluid. Wash.
Now see,
and it was like,
not to interrupt you, right? Because ladies and gentlemen, those that aren't familiar with what we're talking about, there was an interrogation room on the Homie Flips platform for the Flip the Gram series or what have you. That's in with the Flip the Mansion is coming up in January. I'll be a part of that, and a few others will be a part of it. Where we'll be staying in the mansion for 5 days, filming all day, all night. There'll be drama. There'll be challenges. And you know what I always say, will there be love?
You know what? Sit yourself down.
but real talk, there was a situation on one of the lives in which the gentleman who threw liquid on Moon was, how can I say, Moon got the best of him in verbal banter, and some say that he was inebriated at the time, and that should be a pass. But no, I don't, because people get drunk and Joan and roast and rank all the time, so that should not be an out. So then what happened was, when they faced each other at the interrogation room, to my understanding, Moon was getting the best of that brother, but maybe he wasn't. But the brother came there determined to get some get back for the defacing that happened online. And to me, it was a premeditated situation to where he was going to throw the drink at some point anyway. He just waited for an opportune moment to happen and did it, and kind of messed some things up and crossed the line or what have you. But that's my spill on that or what have you. I feel as though that meeting it's supposed to be a war of words. Who can get the best of each other
Right.
with
No,
dialogue,
nothing
with
else.
words. So even if Moon was losing via dialogue before that, Moon wins by default or technical knockout, because if it drew you to do whatever you did, so be it, or whatever. You kind of, you know what I'm saying, you kind of
Lost it.
lose some things. But back to the situation at hand.
I just think that it should. I mean, and you know, others that live that lifestyle. You know, it is. I know some of it is entertaining, but even and we're on live.
Mm-hmm.
But what y'all doing is bringing the live into reality with people.
Facts.
And you don't know. It's like now a tiger and a lion coming together, because I done called you all kind of BIs and B. When I see you, I'm a da-da-da-da. Okay, and I'm holding this because it's 135 people on here that's
Mm-hmm.
seeing me being ridiculed by you. So when I see you, and the cameras is flowing, you ain't getting ready to get the best of me, because now I got to switch to an whole nother level. You see what I'm saying? If we stay here, then okay, you're going to be in the book, if that's what I
True.
feel. Okay.
True.
But if I
True.
know I'm going to see you in a couple months, somewhere I better deflate and say, okay, this is not real. She don't mean that,
But
because,
but we got to stop. We got to stop thinking that everybody from that community is soft or weak in all areas.
because they're not.
Because I know a couple of people that pack their pistol and they do what they do, and
Come
they
on
part of the
now.
lifestyle, and and I know somebody. I know two people. Matter of fact, one of them went to Duke Ellington around the time Dave Chapelle went. Had a hell of a knuckle game. Was out the closet gay and the whole nine, but had a mean knuckle game. And a lot of people didn't know that. I knew it because I went to school with him in another school, and I knew how he got down. But a lot of people, they see gay people and automatically they feel like they soft or they timid or they're dumb or whatever the case may be.
But they
Whereas
forget they a man. Y'all are
facts,
built with a different
makeup. And see,
strength.
Moon, where he lacked maybe physically, he's
He
intellectually
get you
sharp.
here. Yes.
He shoot the hands from here, and you have to be on your shit to dialogue, debate, or go for the war of words with somebody of that caliber. And
he intellectual.
yeah,
He
and they
can
said
he can take you to he could take you to the bank with his words. You see what
exactly,
I'm saying? I
and
might can't.
you gotta be
know?
you gotta be willing to deal with it. If you can dish it out, you gotta be willing to take it. And I'll give him that. At least he'll sit there and take whatever it is you throw at him, far as words or whatever. And literally, he stood there and took what was thrown at him, literally, and handled it like a G at the end of the day, because he sat right there. He didn't run. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is this, bringing it full circle back, a lot of the misgivings and a lot of problems we have from the straight community to the LGBTQ community and then backwards is that there's a lack of full understanding.
That's
One,
it.
respect should be paramount. Two, to understand that everybody can live how the hell they want to live,
A
and
choice.
is their choice. It's their choice. You might not like their choice, but that's your opinion in your life. You don't have to live what they living or do what they doing. But that don't mean that you
Why
can't.
can't I just stay away from them if I don't like their choice?
Exactly. You
Why
can
am I
have your own
trying to take your choice or change who you are? Because
facts.
who you have decided to be is not up to me. That's your choice. When you start
Facts.
trying to take people's choice away, you're trying to now take their freedom away. And in some countries, you better not live. You better not openly say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, you better not openly say it, or you know in the biblical days when they stoned you to death. Oh, well, they will stone you to death still to this day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Open up and talk about, I like this and I like that, or you act in a certain way, and see, don't you? You better do it in the closet
And
and shut the door.
we're not talking about countries way across the world neither. We're talking about some islands not too far away. We
Not too
talking about
far.
a continent right below us in some places. Like
Okay.
it's not that far fetched. Well, sis, I'm glad you, big
You
sis,
know, it's
older
always a
sis, whatever.
pleasure.
I don't want to say the wrong
You
word.
my little
Love is
brother.
love. Love is love.
You
I
my little
appreciate you
brother.
for tapping in.
I
Yeah. I'm
appreciate
gonna
you
bring
all.
somebody else up. Make
God
sure you
bless
stay
you.
tapped in. I'm gonna be touching a lot of topics, a lot of things that are relevant to
Okay.
our community first. Our community
One
first,
thing
because I believe.
before I leave. One thing
Talk
before
to
I
me.
leave. I trying to get on the Patreon. I don't know
Okay.
what I did.
I can't address that because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about the inner workings of the Patreon and how you could circumvent or get around or even.
No. I was
Okay.
trying to get on. I got on. I signed in,
Mm-hmm.
but then I paid. I went to pay the 60. It
Mm-hmm.
didn't take the 60. I put 60. It didn't take the 60, and I don't know what the heck happened.
Maybe it's the card. What was it? Was your bank card or was it
It
like a
took
prepaid debit
No, it
or
was
what?
my credit card, but I put the 60. It
Mm-hmm.
didn't take the 60. It took 25, but I put 60 in the in the box. Y'all, look, I'm not. I was even putting in the comments. And Flip was like, "Okay, Derain." He was like, just go to, and I was like, oh Lord, this. And see, I don't have two phones, so it wouldn't have been like, let me cam you up so I could show you, blah 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 blah. So I was just trying. I found it. I put the thing in there, and then took the 25. I was able to see the Chulin Blair, but then that ain't where I was
So
trying to.
you couldn't see the other three. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, and
Was
I
it see
don't know
that? No,
what.
that's the problem. That's what it is. It's a whole nother purchase. You'd have to pay $60 on there's a new tier, a $60 tier. You have to pay that, and then you get access to the three
The three
interrogation rooms.
interrogation.
And
Right. That's what I
then what
thought I was doing. When I go there, I go to the same page where I put the 60. I put the
you
credit card in.
you have to edit your membership. Since you already have a membership, you have to edit it and upgrade it to the 60 and pay the 60 that way.
That's what it is. Okay.
You can still
Okay.
do that because it's up there. Is up there for you. And
I
I think you
did see
said,
edit. I didn't know what that meant though. I was like,
yeah,
why is that edit up there?
that's it right there. And then
Update the
also
tier.
I seen something that he posted that it will allow for you to see an upcoming interrogation room as well. But I appreciate you. I'm gonna get on to the next
Thank you
person.
so much. I love you guys. I
Appreciate
love
you.
everybody.
Yes, indeed. You be blessed and have a
Bye-bye.
good one.
You too.
Street Elevation. You up next. Street Elevation. Are you in the building?
Phil, what's going on?
Street Elevation. What's good with you, my brother?
How you doing?
Man, everything is everything.
Yeah, I just wanted to top on a few of your subjects with
Okay.
Chapelle. It's a freedom of speech thing. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Somebody can say whatever they want to say.
At minimal. You
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
You're right.
They trying to take away our freedom of speech when you telling me I can't talk about this, I can't talk about that. I can talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta agree on it. Like you were
Facts.
saying before. We ain't gotta agree on everything. We not gonna agree on everything. But don't try to stop me from talking about something because you don't like it. I don't like a lot of stuff.
That's true. And
You
it's
know what I mean? I can't.
taking the art of comedy away from the comedian to be
Yeah,
able to
it's
do what
taken away.
historically they've been doing for eons.
I think it's taken away from life. Period. Now
That's
you
true.
telling me I can't say nothing.
That's
Like
true.
what else you gonna take away from me? You know what I mean? Like and then as far as that the I don't know if you want to talk about it, but the Breadman situation to me that was a girl thing. I don't pour drinks on nobody. If somebody takes something from me, I'm pouring a drink on a man. Come on, I'm gonna really crack you. If it's that serious, On my mama, I'm from LA, man, and you know what I'm saying? You from Washington and New York, everybody get down the same. Like, I'm a
Fact,
grown man. I'm not
fact,
pouring drinks. And I
fact.
seen Bread Man in there. Nigga, I'm not pouring drinks, bro. On my mama. You know what I'm saying? If you think you that tough, you want to come see me, I'm on Rose Crazy Vermont. You know what I mean? But with the Dave
Man.
Chappelle, that's talk, bro. Like, I can say whatever I want to say. You know what I'm saying? You know, I should be able to say and feel and express how I feel. If
Right,
you
and
don't like
it
if you
is
don't
a
like this show, don't watch it.
that, and then that's true too. Everybody has the right to their opinion,
Yeah,
and nothing he said was hateful.
yeah,
Nothing he said was harmful. Nothing he said was nothing but how he felt, and really the truth of the matter. And he showed you what developed, the growth in which his mind state took when it came to somebody from that community, which he's not a part of, which he doesn't necessarily condone, but it showed his growth in the area of understanding and humanity enough to, you know, to form a friendship with that person. And like my big sis said, who was just on, a lot of us, most of us got somebody either in our family or directly kind of attached to somebody in our family in some way, shape, or form, excuse me, that's of that lifestyle, whether the family talks about it openly or they don't, like or dislike. There's somebody around to where there's a certain understanding, no matter if people want to be honest about it or not, it is what it is. But you're right. There's a way in which we should move, and to me, respect should be paramount. And like you said, giving a man respect is paramount to no matter where you from, L.A., D.C., New York, Alaska, Antarctica. You know what I'm saying? Respect. The lack of respect or disrespecting causes most of our problems in society, whether along gang lines, whether it be along class lines, whether it be along neighbor. You know what I'm saying? City to city lines. Respect is paramount, and that's where we, what I'm saying, where we fall short a lot of times, even just in our community, let alone somebody from a different lifestyle. And respect leads to dialogue. Dialogue leads to knowledge, wisdom, then understanding. It don't mean condoning. It don't mean and I'm okay with what you do. It means I understand a little bit more of your mindset or what it is you do or why it is what you do. I ain't got to like it or be a part of it. But that, you boo, you cool, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. And that's where things get tangled up because everybody want to be quick to cancel somebody. Oh, you some shit, you out of here. You know what I'm saying? You just because I don't jive with what you jive with, and it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like, as long as I'm not going out here on the street trying to hurt or harm somebody just because they live in that way or whatever the case may be, then it should be no canceling involved. It shouldn't be none of that. And before you say something else, I don't want nobody else's spot. I'm in my own spot. I'm my own man. So y'all can cancel that. That's what you can cancel, that thought process. Because I don't care what somebody else say. And I seen the little slick shots and all that. I got it, and the representation and all that. Listen, that person need to learn to represent themselves a little bit better, you know what I'm saying, professionally. That's my opinion. And I've said that to him, and I've said that around them. So I'm not, saying it behind nobody's back. But back to the regularly scheduled program we on.
yeah. I'm just saying, man. Everything, men, people, period. Everybody is working on feelings. Oh, I feel this way, or I fuck how you feel. I feel a certain way about a lot of shit. If I ain't got to deal with it, don't deal with it. You know what I mean? Nobody told that person to go to Netflix and watch David Chappelle. Like, just like if they don't like you, or or I don't know, y'all. I know y'all don't like to talk about Queen's Flip. You know what I'm saying? Talk. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. It ain't hurting nobody.
At the end of the
Because
day,
it is millions of other people that's gonna watch it. He's still gonna make his money, and you know what I'm saying. You still gonna do your thing,
you hear
because
me,
people like me and other people still gonna watch you.
and
Because
I appreciate that tap in.
I'm open to insight. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah,
I'm fucking up, tell me I'm fucking up so I can recognize what I'm doing.
and
You know what I
real
mean?
gonna
Like
recognize real. Real gonna recognize real and respect it, even if it's something that ain't. You know what I'm saying? You from an area where the culture is the culture, right? there was a time, I don't know if it's still like that, where the big homie would check the little homie and say, listen, you moving wrong, or you da-da-da-da. And whether the little homie agreed or not, he respected it because he know, for the most part, that big homie was coming from a certain place. Some big homies was trying to keep them out of, you know what I'm saying, some of the tricks and snares that they, you know what I'm saying?
This how it is, right? When I was coming up, and I tell the little homies all the time, look, when we did something that the homie didn't like, it wasn't no talking. You know what I'm saying? You would get what I call a sidestep. A nigga gonna talk to you, and then he gonna punch you. His whole intent is to get close to you so he can punch you, and he gonna let you know why he beating your ass, what you did wrong.
In fact, it's the DP and the DP situation.
Yeah, you thought you was gonna get away with that, nigga? Da-da-da-da-da. And he gonna tear you up. And you know what I'm saying? We just had a nigga run away because he said something, you know, oh, may the homie rest in peace. So the niggas is on him. And now, you know, he stuck with tattoos of the hood and everything on him. And you can't come back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Take your ass whooping and move on with your life, bro. Like, it's an ass whooping. People can't take ass whoopings. That's why niggas be dying and shit all the time.
Too sensitive.
Yeah.
Not built. Yeah. That's gonna be another conversation. We're gonna tap in that because I got some Cali ties too, but I'm up north in the Bay Area, and you know,
we don't really fuck with the Bay Area.
It's a different cloth of people out here now than it was. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of areas, and a lot of people ain't built for what the streets got to offer. But we gonna tap into that. You know what I'm saying?
But it just all falls into how we working with too much feelings out here, man. People is dying and shit. If you wanna feel some type of way about Trayvon Martin. You know what I'm saying? It's too much shit.
He's still breathing around doing him.
Come on, man. We out here killing each other, but this dude, you know, he around here acting like he God. Pulling out guns on his baby mama, all kind of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Nigga, it's weird, man. And we, you know, you around my age, I'm 42.
Okay, yeah, facts.
Niggas, we didn't move like that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We didn't move like that, bro. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. Niggas working way too much feelings. You know what I'm saying? From the David Chapelle to the bread man to this to that. Like, come on, man. It's too much feelings, man. You knew you was going on a talk show. Talk. You can say whatever you want. You can grab the little petty cut. I ain't tripping. It ain't that serious for me to. And if it was, I'm going to punch you. I'm not finna pour drinks, bro. That's what I'm saying. When I seen that shit, I was like, that's soft as fuck. That's what a bitch do when I call her a bitch in the club. Oh, fuck you, bitch. Smack, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not smacking nobody with no drinks, man. I'm finna smack you with this. If I'm that angry, and then, you know, Moon ain't no street dude because he would have seen it coming. As soon as you stand up, I'm standing up. What's the deal? What we doing?
Facts.
And as soon as you get an orange reach, he coming for me, and I'm fine. Or I'm
off general principles.
Yeah, if I thought you bigger than me and I can't get you, I'm throwing that cup in your face, and then my fist coming behind.
Come right behind it, yeah.
Boom, bam, and I'm smacking you. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to sound tough, but I'm saying it's just I can get my ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? But
that's the thing. A lot of people are scared to take an L. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, we all take L's.
Come from it. You hear me? Like, win, lose, or draw, we gonna make it do what it do.
I know a homie that knocked out 2 police officers, but he still get his ass whooped by a little nigga. You'd have been like, damn, that nigga whooped you? Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you know, when the hands and the heart meet in that combination. Ain't no stopping you, huh?
Facts.
It's like Nipsey Hussle say, determination. If I'm determined,
a lot of things are possible. Almost anything is possible.
Man. Niggas be, you know, they be so scared and focused on the wrong things in life, man. You worried about, oh, Dave Chapelle said this and he said that, so I don't give a fuck. You can say whatever you want to say. It didn't hurt.
Let me ask you a question. Did you see it?
Yeah.
You saw it from beginning to end, right?
Yeah, the Dave Chapelle, you know, all that, yeah. But it's like,
what did you think about? Do you think he violated, or do you think he just was truthful and he
spoke his truth? Rather you thought it was real or not. If I say something like right now, I'm saying shit, people might not agree with it.
Yeah.
But that's our right as people. And when you start trying to take that away from me, now you taking everything. When I can't even say nothing, I damn sure can't move a certain way because now you gonna be tripping.
Facts.
It was like over here in Torrance, you know what I'm saying? I'm over here at the court building and shit. And over here in Torrance, like about early 2000, a little black girl walked on the wrong side of the street and the Mexican felt she shouldn't have been on that side. So he killed her.
What?
Yeah, come on, man. It's a lot more shit to be worried about.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
worried about what Dave Chapelle saying.
That's true.
Take your little remote, the same remote you took to watch that motherfucker, change that channel. Oh, I ain't fucking with you, Chapelle. I'm going to watch this. Go ahead and watch it. Y'all got what they just took Cinderella. They got the little fairy godmother. He a gay nigga. You got Superman. He came out the closet.
It's a lot.
Bert and Ernie came out the closet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. The thing of it is, we need to have conversations and dialogue, but we don't need to be put a pistol to the side of the head and force fed down our throats. That's the difference, because there won't be no real receiving of the information or real.
You're not gonna get nowhere if I'm pushing you.
Right.
You fight back like stop pushing me. All you gonna do is turn around and punch me.
Now that's
the problem. And it's a bigger issue now versus, hey man, look, Straight people like us, respect them. Look, you a human. I'm gonna respect you. I don't like how you living. Don't kiss. You know, I don't want to see you kissing. That's cool, but I'm not gonna get violent because I don't like it. You know what I mean? That takes it to a whole nother level. Respect the person as a human being, and that's it. When we respect each other, we'll go a lot further. The problem is, you know, in certain places it's too much talk, and in other places it's no talk.
Not enough talk.
So, you know, niggas be flip flopping, man.
That's facts.
That's crazy, bro. That he can't say what he want to say. They talk about black people all the fucking time.
He talk about everything else in his
man.
goofy.
I don't like
white folks in front of the white folks.
Yeah, I don't like when when you watch a black comedian, he in front of a crowd of white people and he talking about niggas. He's the great, like, you know, to me that's fucked up. Like, come on, if you do it in front of black, that's cool. But when you do it in front of them, they just like, yeah, we knew it. You know what I mean?
That's one thing I like about Dave Chapelle, because he'll say something about us, but he'll say something about them. He keep it 10 toes all the way around the board.
On everything, because you got them other ones that just kiss their ass.
Facts.
And they kissing their ass on stage, they kissing their ass behind the closed doors, and then you got the ones that don't kiss their ass, you know, that keep it solid like Chapelle. Now you want to grieve him and make him say, well, shit, I can't even be a comedian no more.
Facts.
I can't say what I want. You know what I'm saying?
Dave Chappelle's gonna be all right, and if they do the knowledge on him and his stock and his parents and what they were into, you'll get to understand a lot of his stances on things too. A lot of people don't understand where his parents come from, but that's for another conversation. I appreciate you for tapping in, my brother. I'm gonna get somebody else up here. Somebody call Breadman to the door. I'm gonna get somebody else
respect to you, Queen Flip. You know what I'm saying? And
keep tapping in. I'm gonna be talking that talk and talking about a lot of topics that affect us as a community. So hopefully you'll be tuned in. If you ain't lock in with the homie, and
I watch you. You know what I'm saying? And keep going after that fine ass Carriere.
You already?
All
right, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody get him here. Somebody. Oh, there you go. I got him. I sent him a request. Salute to everybody in the chat. Share this. This is a needed conversation amongst us all. It affects our communities in whole. It affects our communities locally. Let's talk about it. Brad Mizzle, I seen your invite. I was waiting for a time such as this to bring you in.
I ain't take no offense, Phil. Matter of fact, it's been a pleasure watching you work the last 2-3 weeks. I see everything. So I ain't no offense. We just working back here, but what the figgity? How you say?
What the figgity?
The meteorologist work is looking a little shaky, man. I'm just saying, like.
How you figure?
Well,
tell me. Talk to it. Talk about it.
Okay.
You ain't got to hold no tongue with me. We listen. As good as I can dish it, I can take it.
Okay, so without, I'm gonna try to do something different without instantly interjecting myself into the situation, because that's historical. It's a lot there. It's a lot more there. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to come in, and you know too, so I can respect, how you move it. You feel me? But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'm listening.
But at the same time, as a fellow meteorologist, right?
Okay.
I feel like you're missing the ball right now, right? By not only missing key moments and key points to further conversations, further the stories, but it's almost coming across like you're trying to course and lead what we would like to call the agenda.
What
So
agenda?
you're looking very mainstreamish, right? And I can respect that, but we was hoping that if people like you got to the mainstream, that you would hold the line steady and take every opportunity, you feel me, to push this shit where it's supposed to be. Now that's without even speak. I ain't even had to say my name. I ain't even had to say
Okay.
I. Right?
Can I speak to that point before you go into the next point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Now, first and foremost, my platform here is to give open dialogue to the whole subject of whatever it is we're talking about. I've had people on here that's been for the situation. I've had people that are affected by the situation. My thing, I'm not leading or holding one side's hand. I want people from all sides to talk about whether you for it or against it, agree or disagree, because that's how you weigh out the bullshittery and come to the truth of the matter, and you also be able to get an open dialogue. Because that's the problem with all this bullshittery. There's not enough open dialogue. There's talk, there's talking, there's propaganda, there's, you know what I'm saying, rhetoric. But let's talk about it. Can we reason for a spell? That way, to get your enemy or your adversary to at least hear you, you come to them from an open, and me, my thing is, whether I hate something, like something, love something, or disagree, I want to come at it from an unbiased standpoint and let you I'll tell you my opinion, but I'm not gonna hold you to my opinion, because I can't. Because your thoughts is your thoughts, my thoughts are my thoughts. So over here, I'm not trying to push somebody one way or the other. I'm giving you what I feel. I'm letting other people, you know what I'm saying, tell you how they feel, and let's talk about it. Maybe I'll get my understanding out of what you're saying. Maybe you'll get your understanding out of what I'm saying, or maybe people get understanding from what some other people are saying. At the end of the day, we can leave. We don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree. But even in agreeing to disagree, there might be some wisdom and some understanding gained, even in the disagreeing, that puts it on a different place, puts it in a different place when it comes to a different conversation in the future. Because without dialogue and conversation, we got nothing. We got bullshittery. We got thoughts, sometimes that are assumptions or perceptions, without having actual, direct conversation with somebody that's within that situation. I'm not just talking about the topic at hand, but just in general. You have to, like, if I do a topic on racism, I would love to have somebody up here that's racist, because then that way people can hear from their perspective and whatever their fears or whatever their thought process is and all that. And I damn sure ain't gonna vibe with that neither. But at the same time, I'm gonna give them a respectable place to be able to talk and get their thing off. I believe that would distinguish a good person doing meteorology work. But go ahead. Next
No,
point.
no,
I'm sorry.
no. I'm gonna just give you this. I'm gonna just give you this one last rebuttal. Just let me
Talk
leave you
to
with
me.
this. And again, I'm gonna try to do it without interjecting Breadman and interjecting myself again, because there's so much more there. You feel me? Again, it's historical. You know what I'm saying? What has happened again? You really can't say Chapelle. You know what I'm saying? Without saying Bread, without having that conversation. You feel me? Especially in this realm. We saw what happened to Floyd Mayweather I know everybody got caught up in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got pulled at the heartstrings, but at the same time, these SLM principles that was set, you can't get away from it. So we're going to let the light, you know what I'm saying, be shown at the end of the day. But I'm gonna just leave you with this right here. This is all I'm gonna say. And I was the one to follow on the squad. But I'm gonna leave you with this as far as the meteorology work. That's all I'm gonna say. And this is a credit to you. I have to remind you, right, Big Phil, not just because of the weight, but because of the weight, right? But it's a triple entendre now, because you have been I ain't gonna say placed, you have finagled yourself and put yourself into what we are looking at as a powerful mainstream media position, right? So here goes I'm gonna leave you just with some few tips and some facts. Nobody, and I'm respecting certain other names and everything. Nobody said, yo, we're not saying Bread Man name. Big Phil, don't say Bread Man name. If people come up and say they want to talk about the situation, they want to speak on Bread Man and Moon, or they want to link that to the Chapelle. They think it's something there. Nobody said we got to shut that down. Nobody said we have to put a veil wall there. You see what I'm saying? And try to almost muzzle the people. And nobody said also, and this is basic meteorologist work, you have to save your shit like Phil Donahue, like Jerry Springer, like Maury. You get the final thought. So you have to allow the witness or the person that you're talking to, you gotta let them get all this shit off, because when you talking to them, they starstruck. When you pull them out the crowd, when you give them the microphone, really they just happy to see Big Phil. They really want to give you a hug. So, but they got a lot of shit to say. You see what I'm saying? So if you ask them to talk their shit, but then in the middle, right, Big Phil say, but I hear what you're saying, but yada yada. Okay, now with your power, you're leading, you know what I'm saying, that person, because they already have some admiration for you. So you have to respectfully, you got to reserve that. You got to reserve that for the final thought, especially in key moments like this, because the world is watching.
But Bread,
I'm listening.
If you're living in the glass house, you can't throw no stones.
Oh,
you know good and well, on your platform, you'll cut in.
Okay, yeah, that's a fact.
So don't paint the picture like, yeah, you don't do that, and I do that.
That's a fact. No.
Let it be what.
That's a
but
fact.
This is the thing with certain things.
Touche.
Certain things I cut in, one, because like the situation that happened with you, I was trying to keep that off of the platform, at least for now, and maybe make that a topic as opposed to this topic or what have you. However, since the person over that, the homie who's over that situation gave the green light, then it could be entertained a little bit more. However, I didn't want to get the bigger picture lost in the one situation. You get what I'm saying? Because then it becomes a topic about the Bread and Moon situation as opposed to what the topic was meant to be about. And that's why I didn't want it to go that route or stay that route. So it wasn't necessarily trying to stifle or not address it. It just, has a time and place for certain things. I just felt as though that topic, because of everything involved, it deserves its own moment. It deserves its own talking about, as opposed to mixed into the bigger, more important issue of information, conversation, knowledge, wisdom, understanding when it comes to our side, their side, your side, my side, to gain at least a level of respect that we can move forward with, that could transcend a lot of situations and heal a lot of situations and push back others. So that's why I don't, what I'm saying, that's why I wasn't, and that's why I was kind of steering away certain or what have you.
I'll say this right here.
One thing that people know about me, I'm not afraid to touch anything or anybody's topic or anybody about anything, because I feel as this: if I could say something behind your back, I could say it to your face. I'm that individual, because one, I'm not just going to tear you down. If it's something good about you, I'm also going to build you up. It's part of the supreme mathematics, or the supreme alphabet, about build, destroy, divine. You know what I'm saying? You got to tear some things down, build some things up. You got to have proper foundation. You know what I'm saying? That way we can all gain divine understanding to what's going on. But that's a whole nother conversation within itself too. But
I'll leave you with this. I'll just say this. A lot of people are going to, it's going to be hard to try to steer that ship because the same things that's going on with Chapelle, you know what I'm saying, what Mayweather, what has happened is it's been able to be personified like at the 100th degree, like in real life. So if you like what Chapelle was talking about, you know what I'm saying, is jokes. But if you see, even 24 hours after what happened with me, you saw Mayweather. So these things are happening in real life, and whether it be looked at for good or not, you know what I'm saying, I think it's a blessing that we do have what we call case law, case study, where we can, you know what I'm saying, address it like in real life, like how it happens when these ideas, you know what I'm saying, are, you know what I'm saying, when we say respecting personal space or disrespecting people or, you know what I'm saying, this and that. We have prime example, but touche to you. You know what I'm saying, respect where you coming from. It is your platform, you know what I mean? And for now, you do regain and reserve your mediaologist title. You make a fair case. You make very fair points.
I can respect that. I can
I'm gonna get
respect
up out
that.
of here. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. You know, I'm watching you work, man. We working too, and I'm watching you work. Respect.
All right, respect.
Thank you.
That went a lot easier than I thought. J.O., what's goody like the mob? Let's see. Let me get my brother, my intellectual brother, E. Bizzle, E. Bach up here. Come on, true, E. Bach. Come on, true, E. Bach. Somebody say, yes, get your ass out of here.
Yo, what up, Phil?
Bizzle, what's going on, my
How you
brother?
doing, man?
Where you at? You got that mask on?
Oh, no, I know, man.
Protecting your, okay, I thought, what's good with you, brother?
Not much, man. How you?
Everything is everything. I don't know if you've been tuned in from the beginning or not, but what is your take on the Dave Chappelle, the
I've been
close
dipping
up?
in and out. With the Chapelle shit, it's sad. Like people trying to stop conversation, like you were saying. It's like that's the only way to get towards a resolution. How can you have a resolution without conversation? You can't read the other person's mind. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah. So
Facts.
I think that's what Chappelle was touching on, especially most recently. Because he was saying that it's these corporations that are backing this cancel agenda, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they want us separate. That's how they're able to control us. If we talk, we'll figure out that there's not that much different, and then we all get on the same page, and we start fighting our real enemies. You know what I mean? So as long as you're off kilter. So
That's real. That's real. And that's the thing. We don't have to leave the table agreeing or holding hands or, you know what I'm saying? But we can talk about it. We as men or man to woman or whatever the case may be, we should be able to have a conversation, dialogue, debate, even argue if it comes to that
yeah.
about a thing, and leave the table with at least appreciation that we did that. And maybe even without, you know what I'm saying, losing our stance, come to an understanding, maybe even a newfound appreciation for something about that opposing point or opposing person that we didn't have before, that we wouldn't have got if we about that
So
we never would have had if we never sat down and, you know, and had that one with another.
and
That's
I
my
think that's
thing.
why they're coming so hard at him, is because they know that Chappelle is dangerous because he's able to take these ideas and really communicate them effectively. So
Facts.
he's good at making a good argument. Like, how old is 15 really? That was potent.
You hear me?
I mean, all of his arguments, the way he structures them and presents them, it makes it easier to digest. And I think they want to get people like that out of the way so that they can continue, you know what I mean, controlling the minds of the masses, sort of shit.
Him and his brother come from a stock that come along them lines. Like a lot of people talk about Tupac and his background. Y'all need to really know and understand Dave Chappelle's background, his parents. Then you'll understand the brilliance of his mind and appreciate even more. And I'm not caping for Dave Chappelle. I'm caping for dialogue. I'm caping for us
for
being able to
righteousness.
talk about it. Talk about it. That's where it should be. Like, who gives a shit how you live your life to me? However, if you want me to have empathy, sympathy, or any compassion or whatever, and you feel like I don't know, you don't be afraid to have a conversation with me to enlighten me. Don't mean I'm a condone or you know what I'm saying, be a part of it just because I'm listening.
Yeah, I
But
was in the comments telling you to turn up. I was like, don't let the people check you about your spot, bro.
I ain't never worried about that. See, that's the thing. I'm the type of person in my life, I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. I smile, and raise a hand at the same time. So some pictures want to be painted, but the reality is already there. So they can say what they want to try to sway a narrative, but I'm real in the field at anything
As long
I
as you
do.
see, my brother. As long as you see.
I sit back, I pay attention, and flip step too, because I was reading it. I read the comments as I go. I do it on and sometimes it's best to kind of play possum. Let them think you ain't watching or listening or paying attention, and be paying attention the whole damn time, so that if the moment comes where you need to really fully address it, it becomes like, oh damn, he was listening. Yeah. Or retribution. Oh damn, where this come from? Oh, you know where it came from. You know what it's about.
Right?
You know what you said and or
I hate it
did.
when people do that. They try to act like you ain't see them steal the cookie out the cookie jar. Like, yo, this is for all them cookies.
You right there, and they like this.
Damn, I thought I got away with that. How you know I stole a cookie? I saw you do it.
You hear me?
Okay, you got me.
The truth is what it is, whether you think it's hidden or not. If it is what it is, then it is what it is. And that's the thing. A lot of us don't stand on our own bullshiggity in our wrongs. If you man enough to do whatever it is you do or say whatever it is you say, stand on it. And if you're wrong, just admit it. That make you more of a man. That make you more of a man or a woman than stand there in your pride and looking stupid.
That's facts, man. That's how I carry it. That's why I don't understand. That's why I be out the way sometimes, because I don't understand some of this shit. Like all the recent goings on, I'm just like, yo, that's
crazy.
Weird. Yeah, I just stay out the way.
Sometimes for your sanity's sake, you got to, because you'll get invested. You get vested in the situation, like want to do something or say something and take it a whole nother place.
Like I'm not a psychic. People think like, oh, snap, you called shit. It's like, no, I see the same thing. I see the same thing everybody else can see.
Sometimes your insight is just a little bit deeper, and some people see it more shallowly or don't pay enough attention to it to say, okay, this is what it is.
Nah, yeah, it shouldn't be crazy, bro. Crazy.
E-Bizzle, you need to do something like this too, E-Bizzle. You got an intellectual mind. I think people.
Why does everybody keep saying that?
Because I see what I see and I've heard what I heard and I pay attention.
Bro, if I was smart, I wouldn't be broke.
That ain't true.
That's very true.
That ain't true. You could be smart in one area and just need the conduit for the other part.
Nah, I don't believe in that.
You downplaying yourself, but I guarantee you there's other people that have heard you speak that would disagree with what you're saying. Now, until you see it, I can't see it for you. You have to see it for yourself.
Bro, but you haven't seen me speak a lot. When you hear how I really think, bro, I'm on some ignorant shit. I'm on some ignorant caveman.
Let that be your platform. Let that be your platform. Maybe that's your niche.
Nah, I'm good.
You said you don't want
to. You see, with just I peek a toe out the water, and I got niggas on my dick all crazy and doing weirdo shit. So it's like,
but you got to understand. You got to understand their makeup too, though.
Yeah, but I'm not for that, bro. I'm not.
I understand. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
I don't have as big a heart as a lot of
to let it go or let us.
Yeah, I really don't.
I feel you. And we know our strengths.
I might end up doing something that I don't want to do. So I just stay out the way.
I feel you. And we know our strengths and our weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? We know what we can tolerate and what we don't. So
Yeah.
I respect that. I
And I have a
respect
very low tolerance for gayness.
that.
I'm not with it. I'm not with it. I'm not with it.
I appreciate you for tapping in, E Bizzle.
Yeah, man.
I hope that you stay tapped in because I'm gonna be doing a lot of these, talking about different topics that affect our communities first
Yeah,
and
man.
foremost. And I appreciate you. Like I said, I see more in you than you probably see yourself, but I ain't in you, so I don't know you. So I don't,
Hey,
you know what I'm
yo.
saying? I can't make you, that's the thing. I can't make this, it's just like this conversation. I can't make you be what I want you to be. I can just
For
respect you
real.
for who you are.
Yeah, man.
You
Peace,
feel me?
bro.
Appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna tap somebody else in real quick.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to be next? Let's go with Deja Monique, Ambitious D. Let's do that. We get a young lady in the building. Hey, hey.
What's up, Big Phil?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Everything is everything. I can't complain. Why you hiding for? What you hiding for? I seen the bonnet.
Because
It's
I
okay.
got my hair wrapped and I'm working, and I work in mortgage, so I can't show the screen. So
I,
I'm trying
I
to,
can dig that. I can
protect
dig that.
people's privacy.
I can dig that.
All right, man. What's going on? What's going on?
Everything's everything. What's your input on the Dave Chappelle, the show, the closer? What do you think about it? Do you think he went too far? Do you think it was comedic genius? But first and foremost, did you even see it?
I did. So I did see it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
really think he went too far.
Okay.
Because people have the right to have their own opinion. So
True.
I really don't think that he went too far. People are so close-minded and don't want to have conversations about different things if they don't agree with it. So they're so quick to be like, cancel him, X, Y, and Z. But I really don't think he went too far. If people have an issue with it, they should be willing to sit down and really get his take and try to understand why he feels that way and vice versa. So,
I'm with you on that.
yeah.
You sum that up lovely. I mean, that's the thing. If somebody, I don't care what community you from, if you actually sat there and watched the whole thing, unless
Mm-hmm.
there's some kind of something slipping mentally, there's no way. There's no way you could have came out of that with hate.
Exactly. Because what I took from it, because everybody was talking about it like, oh, cancel him, cancel him. So I'm thinking he's just going hard on the gay community. And then I watch it and I watch it all the way through and I'm like, well, I don't see anything wrong with that, to be completely
Facts.
honest. And just to kind of piggyback off of that and go into the bread and moon situation, because I watched
Mm-hmm.
that as well.
Okay.
I feel like I don't think from the entertainment aspect of it, of course, it was funny, for the interrogation room. But honestly, I don't think the intent was to go into it and really have a real serious conversation between the two different communities. Because number one, we know Moon gets under bread skin like no other. So,
Facts.
and
Facts.
then Moon, I love Moon. So I'm like, yeah, Moon, you say hurtful things, you do things to piss people off, but that doesn't give people the right to pour apple juice, piss, whatever it may have been. You have to respect
Facts.
people regardless of whatever it is. But I don't
Facts.
think that the intent was to go there and really have a conversation and come to a resolve. It was like to go there and start some shit. So, I mean, I think maybe a better interrogation room, just in my opinion, would have probably been Moon and maybe King True, because he's not as irate as it's Breadman.
Yeah,
Breadman,
but
he doesn't have a filter.
there's a moon and don't panic coming now. That's gonna be
Yeah,
interesting
but I
too.
do feel like I know even though Don't Panic, he can get irate as well, but I don't feel like he would do something like that. I feel like he would be more open to actually have an intellectual conversation with Moon. Um, Compared to Bread, unfortunately. But me, what I would have done if I would have saw him pouring up that apple juice piss, I would have stopped it right there. Like, bro, we not doing that. My equipment right here. This is business. That's not what we're gonna do. That's not what we're gonna do. So, shout out to you. Shout out to Flip, man. Y'all doing a great
Appreciate you.
job. Um,
Appreciate you.
you know what I'm
Hopefully you'll
saying?
tap in more often.
For sure, I'm tapping in every day. I'm all throughout the day. So y'all keep up the good work, and hopefully, next time, Moon, you know, don't touch his cup and bread.
Well,
Don't
this
throw
the
no piss on nobody.
this the
Don't throw no
tricky
piss
part.
on nobody.
The tricky part is the cup belongs to the Airbnb though.
That's cold, bro. That's cold. And our people from
That's a
Houston don't
whole
act
nother
like that,
conversation.
man.
But
Like, we real chill out here. We like to have fun, and I like bread too. He
where
has
you
his
from?
point. I'm from
Where you
Houston,
from?
Texas. Houston.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I mean, I love both of them because everybody has their opinion, but I don't think that was a good interrogation room because the intent of going there was not to really have a conversation and come to a resolve and understanding of this
Well,
is how I
I'll say
am.
this. I'll say this. It was a good interrogation room. It just was tainted by that act
It,
and
I
the
think,
premeditation of it.
yeah, because then I feel like the intent on Brett's part wasn't really to go there and have a conversation. It was there to, and I know that, it's for get the numbers up. Like, I understand, like, we like to see the bullshit. Like, that's the reason a lot of people tap in. But, I think a real conversation, me and my husband were thinking, like, hey, they going to come to a resolve and they may be okay and cordial, but hell
It didn't
no.
get to that. It didn't get
Yeah,
to
man, you should have
that.
stole off on Brad, but, we ain't going to go there. You really should have handled your business and handled up on him. But, I understand Moon is not cut from that cloth. And it was a business setting. I see a lot of people saying in the streets, but it wasn't in the streets. Would you go to your job and steal off on your manager?
Yeah,
You
you got
wouldn't.
to handle it. You got to handle it professionally, and
You know what
you
I'm saying? Like,
that's
it's
a
a
whole nother. Yeah,
platform. Flip trying to
you
get to
right.
the bag. Every
You
time he's
right.
saying he's trying to get to the bag. So you need to know when to cut that shit on and when to cut it off.
That's
So,
facts. Well, I appreciate you. Hopefully, you'll stay tapped in with a brother. I'm gonna be
I am.
touching a lot of topics. Bing, bing, bing. If you ain't
All right.
following me, you better follow another.
Followed. I am following you, Phil. I'll talk with you later. Have a good day, man.
Look. Hopefully, tell hubby to tap in too. Come on, now.
Oh,
We
he
gonna
already in here. He already in here, man.
factor Mundo then. Factor Mundo. That's solid. I
All
appreciate you.
right.
All
All
right.
right. Bye.
Bye, bye. Say that, Gabriella. Say that. Let's see. Y'all asking for it. Let me see if she'll step up. Let me see if she'll step up. Did I push it right? I think I did. I think this is an awesome topic. Who that is?
What do you want?
Blara.
What do you
What
want?
one? What's going on?
Nothing.
You said different things since the interrogation room, but this topic is a little bit broader than just that. What is your take on? Have you seen the Dave Chappelle The Closer?
No, and I don't care.
Why would you not? That's kind of closed-minded, Blara. Come on now.
Well, I mean, I feel like they.
Forget animosity. Forget all this and this, that, and the third. Think about the topic. Come on now. Why do you not care? Because it's something that affects every household at some point or another, sometime or another.
I just feel like people do things for attention,
You think Dave Chappelle's
especially
doing things for attention?
yeah, especially celebrities. That's how they stay relevant.
Let me ask you a question then, because you haven't seen it. Can I task you with sitting down and watching it, and then maybe we can revisit it? Because I think maybe after watching it, you may gain a different perspective on the subject as well as him doing it, as
Okay,
opposed
from
to
my understanding though, this is what happened. Dave Chappelle made a statement that was disrespectful towards gays. No? Well, he
that's why I
did.
say you put it this way. It's like I could say something, I could say the truth about you, but you receive it wrong,
Hmm.
and you might take it as disrespect, but
No,
other
he said
people.
something about Gay Pride Day. It was Gay Pride Day, and he had a problem with it, right?
Watch the show. I'm trying to tell you. Like I don't know if you've been watching from the very beginning of my live or whatever, but Dave Chappelle went to a school with all kinds of homosexual and LGBTQ people before the letters were really a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a lot more tolerance and and friendships and relationships with people. And he said it, and he says it in the thing. A lot of people around him are gay, but he went to high school with a whole big community in that high school
Mm-hmm.
that people don't understand or really, they hear the hype and people are passing thoughts around and passing words around and misquoting and taking certain stances. And a lot of those same people would have not even watched the whole show to understand where he's going with it. But I believe if you would watch it, you'd be like, oh, you know what?
Okay,
Hold
well,
up.
I'll watch
They
it and talk
tripping.
about it, but people are really like talking shit in the comments as if it's something that I would just wake up and say I want to watch, or something that I've heard
If you,
people talking about. If I haven't seen it, I haven't seen it. I can't comment on something that I haven't
well,
seen.
I respect that. I'm just asking, would you please watch the joint? You know what I'm saying?
I'll watch it because you said please.
Oh, well, see, I could be respectful and respectable. What's with the
I'm nice to see you being respectful and respectable,
I'm
but
always that. I'm always that. Even in the middle of my bullshittery. Even in that.
don't.
But you all dolled up. You all dolled up like you got a busy day planned or what have you. So
No.
I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you up. I see like you look like you about to head out on the town and do you. But hopefully you'll tap in more often too, because we're gonna be touching all kinds of topics that affect us as a community.
All
And
right.
stop pouting and put a smile on your face.
Alrighty.
Stop pouting like you didn't took a whole glass of prune juice. Stop it. Stop it.
Alrighty. Don't. You don't want to get carried up mad now. You might just want to piss me off. You might
Hater,
feel some type of way.
hater. See, Kenny, some people, even though you attempt to have a sit down, a conversation, a tay-to-tay dialogue, they always got to go left field with it. So you can't save everybody. You can try, but you can't save everybody. Let's see, who else we got in the atmosphere? Let's see. Let's go with Solo MS 4270 Nizine. Blair big head self. Go watch the closer. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Big Phil?
What's going on with you? How you doing today, my brother?
Hey, I'm good. I watched the show, man. It's just crazy, you know what I'm saying?
What's your thoughts on it?
The turf was going at them like that, and they can't cancel the show because it was better than anything that was on Netflix television show. Period.
Dr. Mundo.
You know what I'm saying? And the girl said show with Big Moon with Moon and Bread Man. Hey, Bread Man was right. You know what I'm saying? Because Moon shouldn't have came over and touched his stuff.
But it wasn't even his. The glass wasn't his. Breadman, in fact, grabbed that glass without even asking could he use it.
It wasn't nobody's glass. You
Yes,
know
it
what I'm
was.
saying?
It was Flip's because he paid for the Airbnb.
Right, and it was his. So they both should. What they did, they should apologize to Flip.
Facts.
And said, you know what, we gonna pay for everything, and none of this would ever happen. You know what I'm saying?
The person that destroyed the equipment should pay for everything.
Okay, but who was drinking though?
The person that destroyed
Facts.
everything.
Fact.
Let's talk about. Stay right there. I'm gonna bring you back up. Don't go nowhere. Somebody.
Intoxication, my brother. Intoxication.
Fact. The Mundo. Stay right there. I'm
Fact.
gonna bring you back up. I got somebody that's about to catch a flight. I'm gonna tap them in real quick. Or they landed from a flight. I'm gonna tap them in and tap you back. Okay.
All right, bro.
I appreciate you, brother.
Peace.
Flipperati, where are ye? What happened? Boom. Oh, Flipperati, how you gonna decline that to someone? Flipperati. Let me send in one more. Maybe he had to move and groove from where he was at. Most of the people on here, Bugatti, L, I don't know. The most of the people that have came up, I don't know. I've never spoken to a day in my life. It's only a couple people that I've had some kind of insight or conversation with. Oh, he's still in the air. Okay. Let's see who else we got in here. Hawk 94. No, we're going to go with Tracy Monique first. Let's go with Tracy Monique first. Caramel Leche, what's good with you? Carriel, yeah, out of line, ain't she? It's all good, Flipperati. Maybe Caramel Leche done left the building. Let's. Thank you, lovely Tink. Thank you, lovely Tink. I try a little bit. Deja Monique, anytime. Just make sure you tap back in. You stay tapped in with the homie. Because I'm going to be touching a lot of topics, a lot of interesting things, a lot of things people don't want touched. I'm here for it. Miss Tracy Cook is unable to join. Okay, all right. Hawk 94, you in the building. It's your time. GG Too Funny, what's good with you? we're gonna keep it moving because they must not be available. Who wants to cam up? Send a request. Send a request. If you want in the building, all the way in the building, send that request. I don't want to have to, you know what I'm saying, stop just picking people. You know what I'm saying? Picking people. Hold up. Let me talk to somebody I love dearly. Let's see if she'll cam up. Let's see if she'll cam up. She might be at work though. She might not be even be able to do it. Come on, sis. Come on now. You can hide your face. You can take the camera off and talk to me. Ah, come on, sis. Don't do that. Don't do that. Next time I'll let you send a request. I'll let you send my sisters and my little sisters in the building from out Cali or whatever. I know you at work. She can give y'all a different perspective about Big Phil. Let's see. Soul Fly. Let's get you in the building. Solo MS. I'm coming back to you too, my brother. I'm glad you sent it back because I couldn't think of what it was.
What's good with you?
Hey, what's going on with you?
Nothing much. Um, so I just wanted to comment
You,
on the Dave
you
Chappelle stuff.
okay? You scared to get in the camera? What's happening?
Um, hold on.
There you go. See, it makes the conversation more personable when you can see who you're talking to. All right.
Yeah. So I kind of feel that I don't think Dave Chappelle was offensive. He just spoke how he felt.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is he didn't use hate. And I thought that he was kind of ingenious with the way that he kind of used the gay movement, the LGBTQ movement, to shine light on Black Lives Matter and
Facts.
how they were
Netflix,
able to
Blair.
come
Sorry about that.
together and
Netflix.
peace.
Go ahead.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I was saying Netflix, Blair. Netflix. Sorry about that. She was asking where to watch it.
Oh, no problem. Um, but I just thought that he used it to better explain, like in a way, he painted a picture using what the highlight is on now, which is LGBTQ.
Okay.
And so, I don't know, I think he made it funny. I think most comedians are known for being a little edgy, so I don't know why he would be any different.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, people have a right to their opinion either way.
Okay.
People that are in the communities that are being talked about, whether it be LGBTQ or African American or what have you,
Mm-hmm.
would tend to be a little bit more sensitive to things.
Okay.
So I kind of think that's where this whole cancel culture comes from. But everybody needs to respect that everybody has a right to their opinion.
That's true.
And
Good, bad, or
um,
indifferent, long as it's not hateful.
right. And the other thing I wanted to comment on, well, first of all, I wanted to say, I think certain people would probably hate on you because you are articulating yourself in a way where it's fair and just and you're open to comments. Whereas I think the SLM movement has kind of made a mockery and gotten away from what matters. They've been more in their emotions, I feel. So I think that you probably, the overall message, I think a lot of people could probably agree with the fact that, straight people should be able to state their opinion. I think that it should be about um, people not equating opinion or disagreeing with hate,
Facts.
things of that nature. And
Facts.
the whole, gay men like trying to come for straight men, I don't think that that's right. But I think that it's just gotten away from it. So I'm appreciative of this type of platform that would allow such conversation to happen.
Because
But
at the end of the day, we need to do that. We need to do that.
right. I also think that if Brad was smart enough and not as emotional, him and Moon actually make some of the same points, like the whole not agreeing with gay people or gay men coming after straight men or, trying to force themselves on them or
Mm-hmm.
expose them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But Brad gets so emotional and he gets so drunk or whatever he does that I just don't understand why he would be the face of SLM when you have people like King True
Mm-hmm.
or Don't Panic
Mm-hmm.
who can articulate themselves a little more. If they could remove the hate from it and just stick to the points at hand, it could be a great movement. But because they have a lot of people now who might have agreed with the movement who aren't now because they are mixing in hate, and that's not where most people are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are coming from a stance of, I might not agree with the gay lifestyle, that might not be what I choose for me, but I respect you doing you as long as you don't force it on me. It's a
Right.
simple concept. So all the
Right.
extra is just like, what is it for? And then,
Unnecessary.
huh?
I said unnecessary. You're right.
It's unnecessary. And then, like, who plans to throw a drink? What man plans to throw a drink on another man? It's just kind of like you moving kind of, you're all bark but no bite. Like I don't know. I don't know. it just, I don't know. That's all I have to say. I'm not gonna hold you.
Let me ask you a question. If you don't mind me asking, what is your orientation? What do you associate
I'm
with?
straight.
Okay, respect, respect, respect. I appreciate you for tapping in. Make sure you continue to tap in. As I've been saying, I'm gonna be tackling a lot of topics. You know what I'm saying? A
Okay.
lot of topics that affect our communities. Don't be afraid to come up. I want you to spit what's in your heart, on your heart, as long as you be respectable with it and keep coming through. Holla,
Absolutely.
holla at your bizoy.
All right.
All
Thanks.
right. She answered what it was. Y'all wasn't listening. Solo coming back to you. Hard drive. That wasn't a him. Hard drive. Kev, stop it.
Oh, what's up, man?
Hey. I'm glad to get me back because I was trying to think of your name and I was like,
No, I thought there was I thought you was still talking to somebody else.
No.
But yeah,
Reason why
I
I'm
was
not
at
coming up 2 or 3 at a time because I want people's thoughts to be heard and maybe not overshadow one to the other, whatever. Somebody can come up and say something and the next person can rebut and I can bring the other person back. But I'd rather do it that way. That way it can be heard.
yeah. But okay, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They asked me, someone asked me if someone threw piss on your face, would you apologize at the same time? And I said, you know what, I'd be angry at the same time because we went through that in the civil rights movement. But at the same time, I would say, you know what, I apologize. You know what I'm saying? For
Who,
how I
the
act.
person throwing or the person who got hit with it?
Either way, so the person who got hit gonna have to apologize and say, you know what, I know how Brad was thinking, but I apologize how we destroyed your computer or your laptop. You know what I'm saying? Really, I'd be pissed the fuck off, but I wouldn't apologize. But I would be like, you know, it takes a lot of man to say I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah, of course.
You know, Moon is something different. I see his actions. You know, it's like him and Brett got some type of relationship, and Brett don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Because he trying to hide it, man. They need to just go and squash it and do the thing. Straight Lives Matter ain't working for him.
That's a whole
But
nother conversation.
let me not get off subject. Hey,
Yeah,
you
that's
know
a whole
what?
conversation.
Everybody keep talking about cancel Roar. You know, with Flip, she just need to not keep camming up and try to talk to Flip because it's not working. The platform that she given and the decisions she's saying behind her, under her lips,
You said
the N
who?
word, and then also Miss Jones, she hurt her feelings. She in the wrong, bro. So she need to go and apologize too. You know. So
I'm not privy.
facts
I'm
is
not privy to
facts.
that. I'm not privy to that. So I apologize. I'm not privy to that. But hey, how y'all doing? Um,
Yeah.
so in a nutshell, that do you have anything else to talk about as far as the Dave Chappelle movie?
When is the next show, man? The mansion and all that stuff. You know, that's what I'm trying to see.
Okay, January. I don't have a date. Flipperacci will announce that when he get closer to the time to put a stamp on everything. I'm in the air just as much as you. There's going to be a lot of things going on that's going to be thrown at us last minute.
So, but he canceled Leah too, though, huh?
For the moment, maybe forever, maybe for the moment. Who knows?
Okay.
Well, I appreciate you, brother. I'm gonna get somebody else up here. You have a blessed one. Continue to tap in.
All right, man.
All
Cancel
right.
Roy, man. Peace.
Let's see. Rest up, Chiefs. Let's get you in the building. Don't be afraid to put them requests in. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you. Oh, rest up, Chiefs or Keith decline. But he put. The same two requests in there. Let's see who we can bring somebody else up. I'm gonna bring. Let's see. Let's see. Who wants to come up and have a tay-to-tay? Da-da-da. Let me bring up. Aries Graham. What's good with you? Hey, how you doing today?
Hey, Bill.
How you doing? How you doing?
Good. Got some bones to pick, but I'm good.
You got some bones to pick with me?
No.
Oh, okay. I was saying I ain't even did nothing, but okay. How do you?
No, I'm
What do
just
you?
playing. Huh?
What do you feel about the topic, Dave Chapelle, the closer? Have you sat down and watched it?
Respectfully, I haven't, and since
Okay.
I haven't, I would never cam up like Blair did and just ramble on just for attention. But outside of that, because she swears she hates you, but love you, ready to suck that dick. But irregardless of all of that, watch the play. So regardless of that, I'm at work, so I
I
can't.
know you got to handle your business.
I just couldn't deny your call. But beyond that, oh yeah, Flip, and I'm hollering at you too. Yeah.
All right.
But we don't be taking up for nobody to be, falsifying BBLs and things. We ain't gonna be doing that now. But nah, I'm at work, so I'm tuned in and shit. And I look at it and I have something to say later.
All right.
Okay.
All right. That's
Have
what's
a
up.
good one.
You have a
Looking good over
wonderfully
there in that big real
wonderfully
sweet
blessed
shirt.
day.
Let us see that shirt. Show the people what you rocking.
Ah, yeah, a
All right.
little something.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you as usual. Solid as a rock, like that
Always.
Ashford and Simpson song. You hear me? But I know you got to get back to it, so I'm gonna let you do it.
Yeah, keep
And
baked potatoes off your live. If Miss
oh
Potato Head gonna
boy,
cam up, make her put some respect on that shit. And make
you
her know
hear
what the
me?
hell she's talking about. Or put Reading Rainbow back in this place. Her and
You
Bread
hear
both.
me?
Bread the tanky gayologist. Yeah, that nigga.
I hear
Alright,
that.
I'm out, y'all.
All right, darling.
Alright.
Somebody said Adam. Who was that said Adam? Let me see. I'm just smiling. I ain't blessing. I'm just smiling. I smiles. You know what I'm saying? I smiles. Somebody said, what the figure, D? Visionary West P. Let's get you in the building. What's going on with you, brother? Salute. What's...
Yo, big Phil too smooth over there, boy.
I
You
don't do
heard?
much. I don't do much. I just, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Not even.
I don't
Nah,
do much.
I've just been tapping in and be in the background or whatever. But
Right.
we know, even though niggas is crazy, bro, we know that shit. Number one, we know that shit was apple juice. We know that.
It become frustrating because
But if niggas
like
don't
I
want to
said,
speak
your
on
body's
it, then
gonna end up crashing.
niggas just make you pay just off the rip, just because you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Just because you feel like you ain't want to say nothing, niggas is gonna make you pay. That's just one thing. But I see the joints getting back interesting, with the new characters and all that. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that made a couple people want to actually go pay and go watch that pay-per-view just to go catch up on, you feel me, what was happening. You feel me?
Facts.
I see the merch going on. I would love to see like another live show with the same type of setup, maybe like an executive producer or something, just to like, organize the time.
I guarantee you that the homie gonna be making some announcements at some point in some time. You got to sit back and watch the Plizzle.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Watch
sure.
that. I feel, and I also feel like if Breadman's gonna be part of Straight Lives Matter, he has to be demoted to a soldier or something. He has to let somebody take the forefront and to you know what I mean, actually get through, because that's how you reach out to folk. You know what I mean? You got to reach out to get some type of understanding. You know.
That's true. King True,
Yeah.
don't panic. Y'all
Yeah.
listen. This for y'all. I ain't got no say in that.
You know,
But y'all,
same way how the alphabet community said, some people in the alphabet community said Chapelle wasn't wrong with what he said. He just, don't like how certain of them come off. So he even has some of them people, just to show them, like, y'all just hate it. You feel me? It's,
facts.
so it's about
Facts.
reaching out. You feel me? Like,
Facts.
Straight Lives Matter just doesn't want you to impose on their families, on their kids, on their
Facts.
way of teaching.
So what do you think about the Dave Chappelle movie, stand up special, The Closer? Have you seen it?
No, I watch a lot of Dave Chapelle though. I like it. I mean, when he was saying nigga and he's talking about people all day, they was paying them a lot of money to do it. You know what I mean? So now that some people got offended, they thought that they was gonna cancel him, but they're making so much more money. They're like, bro, we're not about to cancel him for y'all. Matter of fact, y'all fired. Anybody else want to talk? Money, cash rules everything, bro.
That's facts. That's facts. And if you get a chance, if you got Netflix or somebody got Netflix, tap in and watch it. I'm guaranteeing you'll like it. It's not what they put it out there to be, but it's so much more in a greater way. Look, I'll let you go for getting to something else.
Yeah.
Tap in with the homie.
Just wanted to tap in, you man.
All right. I appreciate that.
No doubt. See ya.
All right.
Wow.
Somebody said Beetle Pimp. Let's see, who else can we get in the building? I'm gonna get my homie, one half of my favorite couple. See if he'll tap in the building. Adorable Downs. Salute, how you doing? Everything is everything. Bedroom came, what'd you say? I'm high yellow. Was that you that said that? Wasn't blush. I just had a smile. See, I just cheeks get, you know what I'm saying? I smile. I don't do much. G Blizzle. Unless you can't tap in. It's not letting you. What? What the figure, D? Hey, sexy Trini. It's still not letting you in? Somebody said swipe or no swiping. Oh, wow. I wonder why. Let's see if we can get your other half in. It says I went against, oh, Lord. Somebody that
Hey,
reported your, what y'all,
yeah.
Queen of
y'all,
Boys, God with you.
y'all gonna get me fired. I'm at work.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now, go ahead then. We don't want that
Yeah,
to
'cause
happen.
they have the bosses coming in today, so I don't know what time they coming in, so I'll call y'all. Yeah, okay?
All
I'm
right.
just watching.
All right, respectfully. All right. Let me get you. Oh, she got it about it. What's going on, PG lady? DMV, PG County in the building. Let's see. Let me see if my man is still in the building. Get his perspective. With the tap in. Maybe he stepped away. Okay, Riverdale in the building. Let's have a roll call. Where y'all tapping in from? Roll call. Somebody said G Black's frying chicken. Yeah, We TV done left the building. Shout out to We TV. Come on now, y'all can't be scared. Y'all know what I'm saying? We want to tap in with the tap in. Let's see, who can I add? Let's see. I'm about to spin the wheel and just add somebody. Let's add the homie. Let's see if he'll tap in. I throwing shots in the comments. Oh boy. Yeah. No, why? No, I'm on live. Why? What's up? Sorry about that. Sorry about that, y'all. But nah, ain't no water running. Y'all need the vocals. Sorry about that, y'all. We got Augusta, Georgia. We got Memphis, Tennessee. Jersey in the building. Maryland in the building. You know, DC in the building. VA in the building. Southside Jamaica, Queens is in the building. Respect. Oh, Carrio done made it. They done made a karaoke page. Brooklyn in the building. Lord have mercy. UK is in the building. Salute. Atlanta, Georgia in the building. We was just there. Dallas is in the building. Of course, Dallas is in the building. Palm Beach, Florida is in the building. Silver Spring, Maryland is in the building. Queens, New York. You hear me? Jacksonville. The Jacksonville mob is in the building. Houston, Texas is in the building. BX got next. They in the building. Cape Cod, Massachusetts, they in the building. Boston, Mass in the building. Philly, y'all is in the building. DC all day, air day. Nothing less. 757, part of that Tidewater, Norfolk area, right? VA in the building. Newark, New Jersey in the building. St. Paul, Minnesota. Austin, Texas in the BI. You hear me? Somebody said I'm having 106 and Park flashbacks. Texas, they here. Uptown DC, you know how we do. DC Confidence, you want to tap in with the homie or no? Talk to me. Sacramento, the Cali life is in the building. South Carolina, Prairie View, Texas. .106 because of the bucket hat. Fort Worth, Texas. I can't fight. I can't right now. I can respect that. I respect that. DC Confidential. It's all good, homie. Phil, did I play ball? I played football when I was in high school in California, but then I got in trouble, and then my grades went right when I came back here, and I was strictly music and streets when I came back here, so I ain't had time for it. Southeast DC, of course, in the building. Jersey, New York, no, New York, Newark, New Jersey, stand up. King True, you trying to tap in, King True? Come on, let's tap in, brother. Shout out to everybody that's in this live, that's in the comments, that's tapped in today.
Yo,
King True,
Wagwan, Philly.
salute. I know you on the JOB.
Yeah, hold on. Let me. Audio right.
All right. Who not from DC no more? I'm from DC no matter where I lay my head. That's what it is.
Yes, sir. What's going
Oh,
on? What's
thank you,
there?
Tracy T. Man, everything's everything. Have you seen the closer by Dave Chappelle?
Oh man, yes I did. That was a powerful special. Powerful
And,
special.
being as though you represent an organization as SLM, I think it
Yeah,
pertinent that you know what I'm saying, tap in.
yes sir. I don't mind. I think the thing that we can't miss from the special is that what Dave Chappelle really did was point out white supremacy. One of the main questions that he asked was, can a homosexual person be racist? And everybody said yes. He also pointed out, if you watched his special, the main theme of his special is not that he hates homosexual people, is that his problem is with white people. If you look at the crowd, it was almost like 50-50 people laughing at that because there was a lot of white people in the crowd. The problem is that he pointed out white supremacy, right? And what the LGBTQ does, they act as a buffer for white supremacy. It's white supremacy by another name. That's what happens. So now you have a black man like Dave Chappelle expressing his feelings about, you know, what has been done to him on a personal level, and also what happened to his friend who was a transgender person. He also made note to his friend being gaslighted by his own community.
Because he spoke up for
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle.
Because he was defending his friend or her friend, whatever the person, the person's friend and stuff like that. And the person ended up committing suicide. One of the main crying calls of that whole organization is fighting against suicide. What you know what I mean? We're trying to make ourselves feel accepted so those suicide rates can go down. But then you cause the same action that you hate so much. You cause that on your own people. You hung your own people that's supposedly in your movement.
Facts.
Come on. So, man, please. What they're doing to Dave Chappelle, like I said, and it's been a main fight for us in the SLM movement for a while, is that, we want the same rights that y'all have. We don't want to hurt nobody. We don't hate y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're not homophobic in any sense of the word. Matter of fact, we don't even know what that means. You know what I'm saying? We want human rights, just like how you want human rights. We want human rights. But we have a way of belief. We have a way of thinking. We have our own what we call, we have our own values, family traditional values in which we uphold. A lot of people may not feel the same way, but we do. And we just want to be able to push that just like how they push on their end. That's all. It sounds silly that you have to make a civil rights crying call about straight people because everybody got here through those means, right? Right. So it's like it seems like you shouldn't have to do that, but that's what's going on. The fact of the matter is that community and white supremacy itself is trying to change the fabric of civilization, the fabric of what we consider norms in our society and in our world.
Facts.
The norms that we have hung on to for thousands of years. Now, all of a sudden, it's old-fashioned, it's misogynistic, it's capitalism. You know what I'm saying? So
let me ask you this, right? Because
Go ahead.
as one of the forefathers, if not founder, of SLM, Um, SLM has taken hits and backlash and certain perceptions because of certain, and I'm being PG with it, certain things that have taken place. Let me
Right.
ask you a question. And you can answer however you feel. Do you feel like there needs to be any restructuring or going back to the drawing board so that SLM can be perceived in a proper light and not be hindered by extracurricular things, so that it won't affect the core values and the core mission of SLM? And that's not being disrespectful to nobody, not throwing darts at nobody, but to actually, solicit your thought on, I guess you
Well,
say, where you see
yeah,
it going forward from here.
yeah. I feel like the template that we set is pretty thorough.
Okay.
I feel like at the end of the day, some things will happen, and we have to be able to be strong enough to correct those things.
Okay.
Um, and we are, and you know what I'm saying. We are going to correct those things. I know at the end of the day, we cannot make everybody feel happy. We're not a happy
Of
movement.
course. Of
We're
course.
not a world peace movement. We're going to make mistakes, and the fact of the matter is, y'all going to see us make mistakes. But if y'all love us enough, hang in there with us, and if y'all believe what we're pushing, hang in there long enough with us and help us change. Come to our movement. You know what I mean, and be genuine. You know what I'm saying? I had somebody come into my DMs and threaten me because of the situation that's what's going on. I had to let that person know, like, listen, bro, I'll die for what I believe in. I'll die for what I believe in. I mean that wholeheartedly and seriously. And I know everything that's on the line for me, and I know my brothers know everything on this line, and we all feel the same way. The difference between us and a lot of people is that we will die for what we believe in. Will
Facts.
those people die for what they believe in? I had to tell me and Panic. Went to Brooklyn. Me and Panic hanged out. We talking and everything like that. And I
Mm.
told him, like, bro, this is my way of life. You know what I mean? SLM is my way of life. So
Hmm.
to revamp something that's my way of life, that means I would have to change everything that I stand for.
Well,
And
maybe the word revamp might not have been the right word. Maybe
right,
because it's a touchy situation,
fine
and that's
tune,
and that's
maybe
y'all
fine tune.
and that's y'all business. So I'm trying
Yeah.
to, you know what I'm saying?
No, no,
Because
no, no. I'm here. I'm here for it. I don't take nothing you saying as disrespect.
maybe restructure how who the go to is, or restructure the hierarchy. I get, maybe that's a better term, better way to put it.
I'm gonna answer it like this. We will get bigger and better. We will get bigger and better.
Respect that.
You know what I'm
Respect.
saying? And that will be the people's doing. You know what I mean? The people that love us and follow us and believe in what we believe in, like I said,
Respect.
the people will help us get bigger and better. Because this is a
Respect.
people's movement. This is a people's movement, a family movement.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, you're gonna watch us fall on our ass sometimes. You're gonna watch us fall on our face, and we're gonna have to pick ourselves up. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, be genuine. Don't, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand people want to, they want clout and stuff like that and things like that, but be genuine with us. Be genuine with us because we're genuine with you. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Now, like I said, we don't, how can I put this?
I know it's a
How can I
rock and a
put
hard
this?
place, kind of. To just
Yeah, I want to make it, I don't want to make it sound too crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, plain and simple, we don't hate nobody. We're not a hate movement.
mm,
Like I said, we just want to be able to push what we push. Simple,
understand.
plain, and quick.
Ain't
You know
nothing
what I'm
wrong
saying?
with
I ain't got to go no further than that. You know what I'm saying? If you fuck with us, follow us, man. Follow us. You know what I'm saying? If you got some real constructive ideas, we're willing to listen. You know what I'm saying?
it. I
If you
respect
don't
that.
agree with us, we're willing to listen. We're willing to sit down. Just like Dave Chappelle said, he's willing to sit down, but we're not going to be bullied. We're not going to be bullied. You're not going to call me a cisgender male and I'm just supposed to follow that. No, I'm a fucking man at the end of the day. Fuck all that. Fuck all that cisgender shit. That's an insult to me. You understand what I'm saying? You over here. Like I said, they're trying to change the fabric of society.
That's
That's what
true.
you call bullying. That's
That's
not
true.
right. because everybody doesn't believe. Like if I'm Christian and I don't like Muslims, I'm not gonna go to a mosque on Saturday. I'm gonna go to a church on Sunday. That's all. You know what I'm saying? You know, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna go to a mosque on Saturday and try to fuck somebody up. No, I'm gonna leave them where they be.
And you
Let
ain't
them
got
do
to
their thing.
downplay one for the other either. You're right.
Exactly. If
You're right.
I'm living a Christ life, that's the life I'm gonna live. I'm not gonna worry about nothing else. Until that person tries to impede on me now, you're trying to change my way of life and change my thoughts now, then I have to speak on you. And that's all that's really going on. You're trying to change, fine-tune my way of life. Everything I do. I go to school. I have to deal with teachers. You know, I had to have a conference with a teacher about I think this was like last year with my daughter about the new sexual curriculum that they bringing in, and you know, if we want to opt out and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Of course I opted out, but my thing is like, damn, why we gotta have that conversation with little small kids?
With little kids, right? Facts.
I can understand if they pulling the parents in and say, okay, well, parents, this is what we want to teach y'all, and maybe you can influence your child, blah, 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 and you have the chance to opt out. Why do you have to bring that directly to my child? I just feel like that's very disingenuous and facetious in a lot of ways. That's a gender.
Shouldn't bring none of it, whether it's talking about regular sex or anything. A child is a child, and we gotta.
Right.
They got that. That's why I think it's something bigger to it all. But I think if later on in the life, if you want to introduce this, that, and the third, I get it. But a child that's 5 to 7 to 10 years old don't need to be entertaining no type of sexual activity, whether it's straight sex, heterosexual sex, or homosexual or other kinds of sex.
Right.
It shouldn't be entertained at all.
Right. And beyond it being just morally wrong, it's common sensually wrong, if that's a word I could use. Like, a child doesn't have proper discernment. You wouldn't give $2,000 to your child to pay your rent. So why would you give sex for them to figure out if they can consent to it or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's discernment. Children don't have reasoning. A child cannot reason like me and you can. We're adults. A 21-year-old person cannot reason like me and you can. You understand what I'm saying? So why would you give that to a child now? Got you. So I'm going to exit by saying this. Shout out to you, Phil, on what you're doing.
Appreciate you as well, my brother.
You coming to fuck up, boy. You coming to fuck up. We watching you, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my brothers in the movement. You know what I'm saying? And we going to keep on pushing, y'all. You know what I mean?
Peace, True.
Peace.
With that being said, it's been a wonderful conversation, I think. I wish I could have had a couple more people maybe from the LGBTQ community come forward and talk from their perspective. But this is just one talk. This is just one conversation. We'll have more dialogue. And I hope that maybe you all will share this live. I am gonna save it. I am gonna have it on my page. Hopefully you all will share this and get more eyes on it, because it's a necessary dialogue, it's a necessary conversation that we need to have, whether you agree or disagree with what Dave Chapelle said or did or anything else. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And my slogan is this: I'm not anti-you, but I'm pro-me, with an emphasis on building we. So let that marinate in your melon till the next time we can chop it up and have a tay-to-tay. And until that day, I holla.